I'm Foster Chico Ame with Angie until 7 p.m. Nice to be with you after a jazzy, weekend. A lot happening apart from jazz. First of all, let me say good day to our Castrosis people, Mr. Peter Chico, and all executive members of the group, our supporters, our friends, and everybody who supported us during the last election campaign of December 1st, 2025. I want to, since the time is upon us and time is moving so fast nowadays, we're already in May, people, and soon once we get to the middle of the year, when we start being occupied, our time start being occupied by hurricane season, that's the end of the year. And school coming up again, so time is moving very fast. I want to keep on the same track, on my same trend of providing you 2 safety tips on the start of the show. My first one would be, and it's something that I try to practice very often, not leaving valuables within view in your vehicle. Even if you believe you lock your vehicle. A car is never locked. A car has glass all around it. It cannot be locked, except if you have bulletproof glass. So Angie has a laptop. She locks it, even though she have cars parked near her home, and she locks her car. She leaves her laptop on a seat, and she goes into her house. The laptop is not safe. Even if you have a shell of a laptop, the thief will not know it's a shell. He'll break your windscreen or he'll break your side window to take your shell, and you lose the glass.
You say that, and I recall, good afternoon, everyone. Angie here. You know already I'm the co-pilot. But you say that, and it brought to mind an incident where a friend of mine, her husband came to pick her up at work so they couldn't attend a funeral. And she changed clothes, and she had the dirty uniform in a bag, and that bag was on the seat. And this individual broke into the vehicle and grabbed the bag of dirty clothes. I mean, it's not funny. It's not funny, but that's just to show you.
The thieves don't care, Angie. A bus driver told me recently that he left his house on the morning very early prior to. Now his intention was to drop the garbage at the bin on the road, but he put it on the inside his vehicle, behind the driver's seat, and he forgot that. By the time he took 3 passengers down to town, one of the passengers took the 2 bags of garbage. So imagine the 3 first persons you pick up on your way to the city. They're sitting right there where the garbage is, and one of them would see nothing but
pick
to
it
leave
up.
if they're free. Anyway, he was happy because they would dispose
Have it for him,
of
yeah.
it for him. So don't leave valuables exposed in your vehicle. That's one of the and we do that. We do that so often, Angie.
Yeah, we do.
We say we just run in there. We just run into the store there, and we leave our vehicle open, and we leave our groceries right on the chair. Or ladies drive. Ladies typically do that. They drive.
We leave our handbag.
And the handbag is on the driver's seat.
Yeah.
On the passenger seat.
I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
You stop at a red light or you stop at a junction, somebody just take your bag. By the time you get off your seat, Angie, that person is a mile away.
But then I don't leave my windows down, though.
Even if, Angie, but your door is unlocked. So how long it will take somebody to open your door
and grab the bag, yeah.
If you're going to do that, put your bag
I've learned to
under
put
your
it.
feet, your legs, Right where you're sitting at your driver's seat.
I've learned to put my bag in the back seat, in the bottom.
Yes, we're leaving out of
Yeah.
sight.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
yes. So the second tip I would want to give you is that if you are in an area where crime is happening and you cannot deal with, you're not in law enforcement, you're not going to take any action, put yourself behind some rock, some tree, behind a house, get out of the danger area and try to make a call.
that's if you see something going
You
down,
see something
right?
going down, right.
You don't just walk around and then duck. People will think you're crazy. They will make the call for you.
If you're in the area crime is going down,
Right.
what you see sometimes, you hear gunshots and you see people running away from the gunshots and some people running
Towards.
towards the gunshot. So those are things that, and it's always good to try to be a good witness and not a dead hero. Right? If I try to play hero and you end up getting killed.
Now this is not funny. This is not funny. Foster, a couple of years ago, I lost a very good friend of mine because this individual, he was living in Canada at the time. McCartney. I could never forget. The last time I saw him, I was standing at the airport. He walked off the plane and just picked me up. And I was like, and then he picked me up and spun me around, put me down, started laughing. And then he said, I know you didn't see me. I wanted to scare you. And I mean, that was just the kind of person who was very jovial and everything. And then after that trip, when he went back home to Canada, there was a robbery. He tried to intervene and we lost him that way.
Boy, was he St. Lucian?
No, yeah, he was a St. Lucian, yeah, but this happened in Canada. Yeah, so...
And I look at those things, I look at a lot of those robbery gone mad or wrong on TV, and let me tell you, some other people are so stupid. They see, a robbery is going on, they at a store, and the person is robbing the cashier, and they're standing at the cash register and they're not moving,
I would give the person my valuables before the cashier started taking out whatever I had. It could be a sweetie wrapper that's in my pocket. I'm sorry, I'm a coward. I would give it up.
Yeah, so people, don't take those things lightly. I'm saying them and we're laughing, but they're not jokes, because I can tell you, those are things that I try to practice all the time. And even if sometimes I deviate and I pull a slack, but you can never tell when today will be the day.
Yeah, but then you're trained for these kinds of things. You know what to do. You know that if a robbery is going down, if you should faint left and run right, or I don't know what you guys train for at police training school, but I know they have some kind of tactics that you learn, right?
Yeah, but Angie, I'm not bound to, and in my capacity now as a book of Home Affairs, I work at my home, so I have to put myself.
Hold on. You've gone from inspector of police to worker of Home Affairs.
So
oh my God.
This is not funny, because people, I can tell you, some of what I practice, Angie, and I've said it there before, there are some streets that I don't drive in Castries during the night. There are ATMs and I don't try my best not to go to the ATM at night.
Yeah.
And gas stations near closing time.
Right.
That's when the robberies are going down.
Okay.
So if you know a gas station is closing at 9,
get your gas at 8:45.
No, 8:45 is too close. You cut in too close.
Get there at 7:45.
7:45.
6:45. Yeah.
Before the last hour, because within that last hour, that's when craziness is happening. And talking about that, I want to
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. I know that you live in the Rockwall, in the Castries East area.
Right.
And you are right now the director of Home Affairs, you say?
Home Affairs.
Home Affairs. You work at Home Affairs. I heard you guys had a snake attack near the constituency office.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that under your purview? Did you?
No, that would not be.
That's not. That doesn't fall under Home Affairs.
That's constituency development. What's it?
Constituency development.
Well,
yeah.
Our constituency is developing. We're now moving into having a snake farm. Somebody, ironically, Anjit, somebody told me today, and the person supports you, the SLP. The guy saw nothing else or could not have said anything else. He said somebody who came to jazz, because that's how snakes travel, he told me.
Right.
So the snake was wrapped up under somebody's car.
Wow.
And the snake came off while the person came to jazz.
So the snake was.
Yeah.
The snake came to enjoy the festivities.
Jazz was on Thursday night.
Wow. Wow.
But the ironic thing about that is somebody tried to catch a snake, Angie. They had it. The person had it by the tail, but the snake escaped and it went into a hole.
Wow.
Many persons tried to dig it out, but I've learned since that several people in Marshall have not been able to sleep.
Because the constituency is developing too rapidly for them.
After jazz, the snake have kept people awake.
Yeah.
So that snake, and it's a boa constrictor. Now, people say snake, and I don't blame them. A snake is a snake.
Yeah.
Right? So
but it's just a boa constrictor. It just.
Said,
what's the worst it can do? What's the worst it can do?
Angie, you think people
break your bones, swallow you whole? I mean, it can't really do you much. At least you know.
I want it to swallow me. I want it to swallow.
A boa constrictor can swallow a full-grown cow, you know.
So when the person told me, somebody brought the snake via the vehicle.
Right.
I told him no.
But
the Marshall River is a forest, so probably it came up the forest into the drain.
The person could be right, you know, because the thing about it is, I've heard so many stories growing up. I live in a farming community, and there is a gentleman who works with us now. He's worked with us for a number of years, and he said that in his younger days, carrying, you know, back then when they used to use the crown pads, they would carry the bananas by the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he carried a bunch of bananas on his head, right? The distance from by the Rockwall School to the park where the Philip J. Pierre Park, because he's the only one allowed in the park, right? And when he put it down, the snake just unwrapped itself from the core and slithered away, and he stood there with his mouth wide open. He never knew he was transporting a snake. So the person who told you that the snake came for jazz,
it's a possibility.
the person is not wrong. The person it's a possibility. I mean, who was performing? Maybe the snake was a fan.
But you know, since election, Angie, the snakes have been going wild.
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of photos of snakes, especially boa constrictors. I don't know if it's mating season for them. I know we have a blue snake in Gastries, and the snake made a little blue son. You know that? A little blue offspring. You know that?
Really?
Yeah. You know that a big blue snake made a young blue snake?
I had no idea. What variety of snake is it? I mean,
anaconda. You have a blue anaconda would be a smaller anaconda snake. You know that? A blue. They're both wearing blue now.
Hold on, Foster. Hold on. You confusing me there, you know, because I want to believe you, but I'm a little.
I know you know.
I'm a little confounded. I'm a little confounded.
The blue snake. Our blue anaconda.
Right.
have reproduced.
And there's another
It
snake.
has one blue
Offspring.
in Castries, not far from where that one was. So probably it was going to meet him. Just down the hill from that one.
I suspect you're referring to a certain minister of luggage.
You on the ball. You on the ball. You on the
Because
ball.
I've seen the blue uniforms. I've seen
You on the ball. You on
Yeah.
the ball.
a certain minister of luggage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Angie, boy, we have a few things to discuss today. But I heard your show earlier on, and especially there's something I want to say about the contribution of the senators, our senators in the upper house. I'm particularly impressed with Mr. Fede and Mr. Descat.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from Mr. Preville and Nancy, but I just want to zoom in on Tommy Descat first.
Yes. Tommy was quite impressive, and I played a huge part of his speech. But previously, listen, what I played was the explanation for the taxes, but previously Tommy was giving some heavy hitting.
Oh yeah, he was. Yes, when he spoke about the Prime Minister's statement.
Right.
And I couldn't. And I want to ask a question of Mrs. Jean. This is a lady who was a permanent secretary for a number of years, since Noah was.
Since Noah was building the ark, while he was growing the trees.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, a level of reasoning and debating is so lousy.
Well, I mean,
You know.
Foster,
Oh,
are we
sorry.
expecting a guest?
No, I don't think so. What? And I thought I had the phone on silent. My apologies, people. I thought I'd known everything. Okay. That's why I tell you, Angie, some of our public officers and especially permanent secretaries, I don't know why they're permanent.
Well, the former Minister of Labour was very fond of saying that some of our permanent secretaries need to be less permanent. I think that's the only thing she said that I agreed with, because she said some of them really don't know their role and some of them really need to be less permanent. She didn't
Exactly.
point out anyone, but
Anyone in particular, yes.
she said some of them, they need to be a little less permanent. And I have to agree, because the caliber of work, I mean, when you hear that this $110 million,
Wow.
$110 million taken from the CIP and injected into the SSDF.
And we heard about
Under
that
the
prior to
table.
election. Eh?
Under
we
the
heard
table.
Well, allegations were made and a lot of
the
finger-pointing.
allegations were made that monies were being spent, but nobody could tell for sure the amount. It's only now we are getting an idea of the scope of this.
Right.
And then you have a director of finance who turned a blind eye, so to speak, and a deaf ear, you know. And I mean, nobody's clamoring for clarification. If the leader of the opposition, if we were not clamoring for those CIP reports, we would have never known that this money had been injected into the SSDF in that way, you know. And now for these questions to be asked, and still we left without answers.
No, but Angie, the Prime Minister may have disclosed that
He
prior to the CIP report being released, because
no, but no figure. No figure was given. Remember, we were hearing the stories that certain individuals were spending money. We heard vouchers were being given. We were hearing it on the streets.
Yes.
From persons, individuals, private individuals who were wondering, how is this possible? But there was no concrete evidence to say that this amount was there and that amount was there. And it was only when we got this report, CIP report, that we were told for sure that there was concrete evidence that this money shifted from here to there. I don't know if it's here to there shipping. I don't know how the money was moved. But
where was that figure disclosed, Sanjay?
In the CIP report. In the report.
Or was it featured in the budget as an item?
In the report that was tabled in the House. That is where the information came from. So everybody now is confounded, kerfuffled, and quite confused, because the leader of the opposition is now asking, wait a minute, was this a stimulus package? And if it was, how come I didn't know about it?
Angie, I hope I hope the leader of the opposition goes follow through way to the end with that investigation.
Well, yeah, he did say that he is going to write to the director of finance to find out.
And if they don't respond, I hope he has a second step.
Yeah, to find out what's going on, because this is not the government's money. This is public funds that was taken and placed in the SSDF right under our very noses with no explanation. Nobody knows who had access to the money, what was it allocated for, so it's very, very telling that the government would do something of that nature. I mean, why would you do that?
Angie, let me tell you, you see this government, I'm not putting anything past them,
I mean, we knew that money was being spent on the ground, but you cannot just come out and see money is being spent. You don't know if it's campaign financing. You don't know if it's the people's own money, because the questions were being asked. How is it that potential candidates, were handing out vouchers? And you were one of these people that was...
Before they were even launched.
Yes, before they were even launched. They were just going around introducing themselves to the public.
Right.
But already...
And they were already buying their support.
Right. And I remember my brother saying to me, wait a minute, vouchers is a tool used to provide support for people in hard times. You see that happening during hurricane season. So wait, was there a hurricane that happened that I don't know about? I mean, that was the first reaction. And a lot of people were asking, but where are these vouchers coming from? Is this... And now we know for sure. So there's no speculation anymore. There's hard evidence based on what the government themselves, have provided. And now the people need explanations. So we need to know what was going on there. And I, for one, I really am interested in what the director of finance has to say. Yeah.
And if the director of finance who holds a public office, if he does not respond, because I know they may not respond, because let me tell you something, public officers, the public officer does not control his own desk.
Well, yeah.
Angie. It's not like you say, that person asking, Angie's asking you a question and you write Angie and tell her, and the government system is the program so to protect insiders. All right? Yeah. So you're not accountable. The public officers are not accountable to the public. Although they are called public officers.
But
Public servants.
then we should change their name, don't you think, Foster?
I believe they should change their name, just like permanent secretaries should not be permanent.
I mean,
Move the permanent in the names.
and just put secretary. Because if you are a public officer, then you should be in a perfect world accountable to the public. But who are we kidding? We don't live in a perfect world.
Angie, you know, in saying that, and I want us to stay on that topic, because we're talking accountability.
Yeah.
You know, as I said about move the word permanent in permanent secretary and move public in public servants, just leave servants and leave secretary. I can recall an instance where we were having some issue. The police were having a lot of issues with loud music permits. So at a meeting, a management meeting, I told the commissioner, sir, why, to avoid that problem, why is your office printing loud music permits?
Right.
Why can't it just be music permits? Why put the loud in it? Because everybody, St. Lucians are typical. Let me tell you, St. Lucians are special people.
You say that?
St. Lucians, because the document is loud on it,
Then they will play it loud.
they believe that they are
Entitled.
to play loud music. But the back of that same document is telling you, if there is a complaint from at least one person or two persons, Angie, about your music, even if you have a permit from the commissioner, the attending officer, the responding officer, can withdraw the permit.
Oh, wow.
So I'm telling the commissioner, sir, you're all looking there for that trouble, you know. When my suggestion is to remove the loud
And just put music.
from the loud music permit and just make it a music permit. So there is no loud. Somebody can tell you, but the commissioner has tell me I can play loud music.
Yeah. And we have all of these issues now about noise pollution.
Noise pollution. Every Friday, have you been to Jeremy Street? Have you passed Jeremy Street? Friday evening?
I passed Jeremy
Angie?
Street recently. Foster, I have to be honest with you. Jeremy Street is not what it used to be. I mean, ever since those Dubai-inducing railings, were they? The railings that would make you feel you were in Dubai. I don't think people want to go to Dubai because I don't see much people hanging around.
No, but at that Dubai railings, there's nobody there, you know.
That's what I'm saying. There's nobody. I don't think people wanted to go to Dubai. Or maybe they believe that immigration will not allow them, or maybe their passports are expired. I don't know what's going on, but when it was just railings that make you believe you're in St. Lucia, the place used to be packed, you know. But the only thing you find there now is loud music. No people. The railings are making people stay home.
Most of the people you find there are between the traffic light and the taxi stand. Those two rum shops under there,
Yeah.
the chicken vans on the other side.
But
that's
then-
where the bulk of the...
Yeah, but the people are not going near the railings.
No,
They
they're
don't-
not going at the railings.
They don't want to go to Dubai, I think.
And that street has very poor lighting.
Yeah,
Right at that traffic light there.
yeah.
The lighting is poor. That place is dark. Angie, apart from Chaussee Road, Jeremy Street have had the most killings in St. Lucia, in Castries, in the last 20 years, you know.
Wow.
Are you aware of that?
I do know that there has been many
I think they probably have more than
incidents.
Chaussee Road. The
Wow.
majority of deaths and stabbings and shootings
Is
have
at
taken place on
Jeremy Street. And that's the middle of this. That's the heart
That's
of the
the
city.
middle
you
of
know.
the city.
Yeah, the heart of the city, and let me tell you. Growing up, when you come from school and stuff like that, maybe in the 80s, 90s, well, for me, the 90s and the early 2000s, I never wanted to walk on Jeremy Street on a Friday because it was always you have to force your way through so many people drinking, dancing. It used to be a hub.
Mm-hmm.
But now you would stand at the corner of Darling Road and Jeremy Street at that intersection there at the traffic light, and you would look down and you wouldn't see. All you would see is a sea of people on a Friday. You know, you wouldn't want to walk there. Now, you see it all the way to the wharf.
Right.
Economic activity in the city is stagnant. It's at a standstill, and then, I mean,
Angie, the common man, the average non-smoking, non-white rum drinking
I think
person.
you'll see people on the Bexar bus stop waiting for bus, but that's it.
The average innocent person will just want to use there as a thoroughfare just to go down to Pena Street
Yeah.
or go to Bridge Street will avoid there. Angie, you know who you find in there? Since COVID, since 2020,
Boys on
there is
the
a
block.
new group of young men and women
Yeah.
who are selling the white rum.
Yeah.
I think if you want 25 cents white rum, you get it.
You can get it.
Serious. There are some people fixed there, some young guys fixed across that intersection there
Yeah.
with a table.
Yes.
And those people, I don't think they leave that table
Unattended.
unattended at all. Any hour, it can be a stormy night, it can be a stormy day. There are people sitting at that table with the white rum. In the heart of Castries.
Well, Foster, the people have to make money somehow. And to be honest with you, I prefer them selling white rum than breaking into people's houses and people's businesses. I'm going to be honest. Because things are already so hard for if you have a little business for somebody to come and break into it and take what you have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe they are recipients of the youth economy grant. You don't know. Because that's economic activity right there. Yeah, that's economic
Rum
activity.
drinking. So the I hope and I want and I will be monitoring it. Any progress or any discussion on the $100 million stimulus, no stimulus injection.
Speaking of that injection, Foster, maybe you'd be surprised that these are the individuals that benefited from that $110 million stimulus, covert stimulus package, because we cannot say it's an outright stimulus package because it wasn't put out there.
It wasn't made public.
It wasn't made public.
Yes.
It wasn't advertised. There was no, I mean, when they were giving the income support after COVID, it was advertised, it was in the news. Persons were told how to apply. Persons were told when the monies would be rolled out. And there were several phases of that income support. You would recall the vendors got some, the bus drivers got theirs, the barbers, hairdressers, everybody had their day. But this $110 million, I guess it was on a need-to-know basis, and the wider public didn't need to know. I mean, in the absence of information, speculation is rife. And the Prime Minister is fond of saying that he's leaving things up to speculation.
Yeah, but Angie, let me tell you, from the time we knew that because we were in...
But we didn't know where the money was coming from.
We didn't know where it was coming from. But Angie, being involved in the company like I was, I can tell you, persons will come into our office speaking to me as the company manager and telling me persons were not from Castries at all. As far as Jack Mill were coming to me in our office saying that they were promised a contract and certain other incentives.
Wow.
All they had to do was to go down to the electoral office, get a change the address to Castries,
Wow.
and next day come and collect. They would be told when to go and who to go to.
So there were specific individuals that they were
Specific individuals.
to go to.
And this is not the first time I'm saying that on the radio. And anybody want to challenge that, they can challenge it if they want. But I am telling you, I'm not leaving my home to come here to say anything that I cannot prove, Angie.
Yeah.
So those persons were being told who to go to and when to go
Wow.
to get a change of address
Mhm.
and to come to vote in Castries East, Angie. And those persons were as far as Jacmel. And it's not one person. It's not one person. So was that part of the stimulus, the 100 covert 110 million? Everybody is doing a contract before election. Everybody has a contract in Castries.
Not everybody, Foster, because I didn't see you with any contract.
No, well, they know if they give me a contract. Let me tell you, I would find the source of that money and I would
You'd
get
investigate.
copies and I would have that person trapped on also. But they would never let a contract come within my view, within 100 miles of me, Angie, because they know that person would be caught. But I am hoping that the leader of the opposition do not sleep on that mission and he writes the appropriate, and I want to see if they don't respond, what action he will take. We still have Mr. Special Prosecutor there.
Yeah, but
the
what's
Special
the
Prosecutor has
role of
no
what's the role
cases
of the
before him.
special prosecutor anyway? Because I know that Peter Chico wrote to him and gave him all kinds of evidence of malfeasance, and his response was that he could not deal with issues that were before his time. But as far
That
as
was
I
in
know,
one aspect, but
as far as I know, don't matters before, like illegal things, don't they have a statute of limitations? So
well, what he's saying is that he cannot deal with matters that happened before the legislation was put in place. But according to the then opposition, which is now government, if there was theft, you don't need a special prosecutor to investigate that. The DPP was always there.
right.
The DPP was always there. Why create another layer of investigation that would end up coming to tell you that, well, it doesn't have jurisdiction because it happened before his time. That makes sense?
Well, if you
didn't know that before?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I wouldn't do it, but that doesn't mean somebody else won't.
So
oh, by the way, somebody tells me, I'm hearing through the grapevine that the BMAX housing project has started. I know you're very close. I know that project is near and dear to your heart. So
I saw some movement, some preparation going on there, Angie. Up to this morning there, I passed very close. I saw the guys build, I thought normally on those sites they would build a shed, a worker's shed where they would have equipment and so on.
Right.
I saw the guys build a sizable plywood house. So there was nobody within close proximity to
So
it
you
for me to
can-
ask them. I hope for me to ask them whether it's plywood buildings they're going to put there, because it's a big house. It's big as this floor of this building.
Oh, wow. Wow. So the so you're saying to me that the Prime Minister finally somebody has pointed him to the BMAX
Well,
site.
Angie, there is no, I don't like. Remember, he said
Because he said he didn't know
BMAX
anything
is
about
not
it,
involved in that project anymore. He said that.
but it was originally the BMAX site,
Yeah.
and you know that's what we're talking about.
But they have put no billboards, Angie, so we just seen people there. You don't know who is who. You don't know if they're building, what they're building. You don't know if it's apartments. You don't know if it's a plywood mall that they're building. Because one is up already, a plywood structure is up already, and it's big and it does not look like a shed, a worker shed.
Right. It looks like a
Imagine
sizable house.
it has a gable roof. It doesn't
Wow.
have a flat roof like a normal shed
Wow.
you'd get on a work site.
Wow.
So I'm yet to understand what is going on at Rockall. So if anybody knows, if the Rockall people who are closer to it than me
Mm-hmm.
have been told anything, they can call, they can text us and tell us what is actually that building, that structure that's up there. What is it? Is it a plywood? Is it a mall? Is it one of the apartments in plywood?
Well, I mean, inquiring minds would love to know what's going on, because, I mean, if this is the housing, the famed housing, Rockall housing project that we've been awaiting for so long, well, for some, you're about to have some new neighbors. I'm going to sign up.
Yeah, well, Angie, let me tell you, I'll be very happy to see Rockall as adequate and proper housing.
Yeah.
And but the government need to account, because they have not been accounting. Philippe Pierre has not been honest with the people.
Mm-hmm.
Monies have been spent on that site. We are told BMAX was involved. We heard that from the Prime Minister himself, that he doesn't know who BMAX is.
He doesn't know where the BMAX
He doesn't
site
know where it
is.
is.
He doesn't know anything about it.
Yeah. Now you cannot have people on that same site after the BMAX controversy and cigarette and arrest and so on, without a word from the MP and Prime Minister.
Yeah.
We are allowing Philippe Pierre to get away with too much, Angie.
Somebody
Somebody's
saying that the
already.
hood. Somebody's saying the hood, it's for the security to stay in. Another person is asking what kind of pillars. They're asking.
No, it doesn't have pillars.
They're asking about the
concrete pillars.
pillow trees.
It doesn't have pillars. It has. I passed very close. It has rails strapped up 2x4s
Okay.
together, and it doesn't have concrete pillars. So I figure since they did it so, it might be a temporary thing. But I'm amazed that it's an actual house
Mm.
with a veranda and gable
Wow.
roof. Gable roof. It's a big structure.
So it can withstand the force of a hurricane.
So if they're building that for the security guard, it looks like the security guard will come there with his entire family.
Wow.
Because it's a house that can probably divide into 3 bedrooms, Angie.
So when can I sign up? That's what I want to know, because I mean, if there is a housing project, I want to be the first to take advantage, and I really want to know when I can sign up.
Well, the Rockall people, I'm sure, being the recipients of, well, most likely should be are the closest to that. If they don't know, Angie, if I'm living at Rockall and I don't know, you think you will know?
Well, I mean, inquiring minds want to know. So anybody with the information, share it with us, because I'm told that this, you the way you're describing this security booth, maybe we finally gonna get those condos after all. What do you think, Foster?
Angie, we have been duped so much. First, we were promised condos in Calisac.
Mm-hmm. At this point, I don't really care where the condos are, as long as we get them. That's to me, because we've been promised these condos for quite some time, Foster.
I mean, the gas attendants.
Yeah.
Still,
I know I'm not. I'm not a gas attendant, but I think I can afford. I think I deserve a condo. What do you think?
I think so. I think you wouldn't have to pay for it if you're on the 100th floor, Angie.
Yeah.
The minister said you don't have to pay for the land.
Right.
So I thought, but let me tell you something. If that same minister of housing has put the price of a food cart at $86,000, how much do you think a condo will go for, Angie?
You know what? Let's take a commercial break and then I will deliberate on that. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break here because, as always, we have to pay the bill so that I can afford the condo. We'll be right back.
You already know the power of Licks products on your clothes and household. You licked your whites and colored clothes, leaving them fresh and scented. You licked your dishes and left your hands protected with vitamin E. You licked your floors, even licked your toilet. Now we expand and bring you 3 new scents in our fabric softener: Balmy Sunshine, Summer Sunshine, and Thousand Flowers. And licks those stains off of colored clothes with Licks Curler Safe Bleach. Licks went even further with Body Care Body Soap Bars in deodorant and antibacterial. So licks tiredness and bacteria out and refresh your tired body. Your product's giving you licks? Then choose Licks from Cadet Distribution Inc. Available at all leading supermarkets.
Seabreeze Adventures would like to announce its official water taxi service for St. Lucia Jazz 2026. Pickup can be arranged from either Castries or Rodney Bay to the Pigeon Island National Landmark on show days. Transportation from Rodney Bay costs $10 US or $25 EC one way or $20 US or $50 EC a return trip, and can be accessed at Lavi, Hamley Suites, or at the Rodney Bay Marina. Transportation from Castries costs $20 US or $50 EC one way or $40 US or $100 EC a round trip. Pickup points in the city are at La Place Carénage or at Point Seraphine. Customers wishing to take advantage of this service can book in advance by contacting Captain Warren at telephone number 1758-713-3196. Pickup starts at 10 a.m. until shows end. Seabreeze Adventures, not just a tour, but an adventure.
Yeah, so you're here on listening to Fire 107.7, and this is Full Disclosure with Foster Chico and myself, Angie. And we were talking about the availability of housing in the Rockall area. So you're saying that now that we're seeing some activity in that area, you're hoping that the housing project will come underway. But what would you like to see?
I first want to hear from the Prime Minister, our MP, and the Minister of Housing, for them to give us a detailed outlook on what to expect, because we want to be clear, Angie, after the debacle with what was the name? BMAX. That this housing, how much it has cost us so far, because there is a cost to it.
Yeah.
We heard initially there was 9 million euro. 9 million euro, Angie, is a lot of money.
It is.
We should have had buildings there already. That's a lot of money. Now, somehow to government, it doesn't seem like $1 million is a lot of money, Because every project, the basic little concrete footpath government doing is $1 million. And I know $1 million can buy a lot of aggregates and a lot of cement.
Right.
So we want the Prime Minister to come openly to us, clear, without fumbling all over himself, and tell us this project is funded by so-and-so at a cost of so-and-so and what we are going to expect. Are we still getting the apartments that we were promised in the start? Is it a new contract? Is it a smaller arrangement? Is it a taller buildings? Is it going to be 2 or 3 mega 20-story buildings we are going to get rather than flat complexes? Tell us. Is it going to be bamboo condos like Joachim and Richard promised to do in Colisac on Casaba?
Did they say bamboo? I don't remember.
It was first Colisac, then they say Casaba. Don't forget, Angie, not one rat trap has been built in Colisac or Casaba yet in 5 years.
Speaking of Cul-de-sac, didn't they tell us that they were going to...
Smart city?
No, not smart. Foster, you're going too far.
No, but the condos can't come.
You're going too far, Foster. You're going too far. But what you're in law enforcement, I'm sure you remember that the former Prime Minister, sorry, he wasn't a Prime Minister. The former Minister of Equity promised that the Georgetown Secondary School, the former Georgetown Secondary School, would be revamped and turned into a multi-faceted facility for delinquent youth. There was supposed to be one side for the girls and one side for the boys.
Yes.
Last I heard, plans were being drawn up, but then I haven't heard anything. Have you heard anything about that?
At the budget, the policy statement, I see there, the Prime Minister say that work is going to schedule to start either this month or next month on that plan. George Charles Secondary. Is it George Charles or? Yeah, George Charles. That's the one in Cul-de-sac, right?
Yes.
So the one in
Marigot.
Marigot is
it's now a TVET school.
And it's what's the name? George? John Odlum.
John Odlum.
Okay, that one is yes. The Prime Minister mentioned that about the boys' center at the old George Charles School. Yes. But Angie, so we want a clear picture from the Prime Minister and the Minister of Housing. Recently, I heard the Minister of Housing said about condos in that word condos. So what's the difference between a condo and an apartment? Tell me the difference.
I really am not versed in construction in any way, and I really don't know. I don't know.
You know why I asked that?
Tell me.
The UWP is known to most of the housing areas, housing complexes built by UWP.
Yeah.
We have Entrepot, we have
Sanssouci,
we have
Bel Air.
Yes. And they are houses, they are apartments.
Housing schemes. Not apartments, houses.
Houses.
Right.
But SLP likes the word condos. So I want to ask,
it sounds more modern, more up to the times, more world class. Because everything the SLP does.
So the Freedenry condos are condos.
No, I don't think these are condos. I don't
The
think.
one at Sarot is what? A house or condo?
A shed maybe? I don't know. I don't know.
No, because when it is built by that minister, it's a condo because he has his own condos.
Right.
So whatever he builds is a condo, but when he builds it for Malawi, it's a what? It's a rat trap. Everything's in remember, Angie.
Some innovative individual likened them to beehives. That was a meme going around on social media, and then the one in Sarat,
it's a little bigger than an average beehive.
I would love to see the plan. I want to know if the Ministry of Planning. Do we have a Minister of Planning? I keep asking that because it seems who's responsible for planning? We don't have a Minister of Planning.
It was to me the Minister
who does planning fall under?
Was Mr. King.
Infrastructure?
Yeah. To me he was the Minister of Planning.
I'm so confused sometimes by these ministries. For example, I expect you to know this. Where is the Department of Constituency Development, or even the Department of People Empowerment?
Angie, let me tell you, you see those new formed names?
Yeah.
I have no clue where they are, who's heading them. If I pass any other MPs outside except the regular ones, I wouldn't even know them.
Because we have so many new departments popping up, and I'm confused. And things that are necessary. For example, do we still have a functioning Ministry of Planning or Department of Planning or whatever? Because I recall when you wanted to build, you had to get approval from planning.
Plans, the appropriate plans,
right, the appropriate plans and stuff.
Wouldn't that be under housing?
I guess.
But I guess you know why it's not under housing? I remember when the Minister of Housing built the plywood mall downtown. It was said that there was no planning approval.
That I want to know.
I know he was not.
What I want to know is that house that was built in Sarat. Did it have DC and planning approval? I don't imagine that. Because all of these ministries that made sense, you don't have them anymore. If you want to get, where is the Ministry of Planning? Who heads it? It's everything is all muddled, and you have Department of Crime Prevention, but they're not there to prevent crime.
Department of
then you have the conflict resolution, but they're not there to resolve conflict.
Isn't that the same ministry? Conflict resolution and
crime prevention. I don't know. But then Department of Conflict Resolution, but they're not going out there resolving conflict. And the Prime Minister is actually saying that the Department of Crime Prevention is not meant to prevent crime. So why name it that? And then you have all of these ministries have to be staffed. All of these departments have to be staffed. They have, it's almost as if the Prime Minister is just dropping things in a hat, shaking it, and people just dip in.
That's not, you might think so, but let me tell you, it's a deliberate plan.
And how is it that
effort.
Every single candidate got a ministry?
That's the plan. To increase employment, to bring up the employment figures, even though they're doing nothing.
Even a candidate who did not win is a junior minister in the ministry of in the office of the Prime Minister, and still sits in the Senate. Where is the money coming from to pay all of these people?
What's the portfolio? What does she do?
I don't know. Where Red?
Even have a
I think she's the Minister of Red, because all she does is wear red. That's all I've seen her do. I don't think I've ever heard her speak in the upper house. Have you?
You're talking about the doctor?
Yes.
I tell you, if I see her, you wouldn't even know her.
And then you have all of these weird things. Okay, I really need to be empowered. I want to find out where the Department of People Empowerment is. What about the Department of Constituency Development? For example, this new policy that was rolled out, I'm confused. So the Prime Minister says that he wanted to start a conversation. But in order to start that conversation, he's offering $1,000 per live booth. What conversation did he want to start? He said a mature conversation. I don't think this is appropriate for radio, but was he talking about you turn this way and I will turn that way? What conversation did he want to start? Exactly. You understand? And then what ministry or what department? Hold on. What department is this? Does this policy? What department did this policy come out of?
Yes.
Did it come out of the? I thought it was people empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
But when I really think about it, it might be crime prevention. Maybe the Prime Minister is trying to get the young men out off the streets and into the bedroom in order to curb crime. Is maybe I'm so confused.
Yeah, but Angie, how would we're taking the Prime Minister too serious, I think, sometimes,
But we have to. He's the leader of our country.
Because when the Prime Minister, is it a one time? Is it for one child?
There are no
2026.
Listen, there are no parameters for that policy. He didn't say that this policy will last for 1 year. He didn't say that this policy will be for all he said was one-time payment, $1,000 per registered booth.
Angie, you're thinking too much about that.
So if I go to Dominica, because that's where we're importing things from, and I adopt a child down there, and I come up to St. Lucia, I adopt a baby in Dominica, I come to St. Lucia, I register that baby, do I get the $1,000? Because I am making babies again.
Your own baby.
Do you have to walk with a DNA test?
He said any birth, registered birth.
He didn't say live birth, he said registered birth.
So if you have a child and the child is born, stillborn, you don't get.
I don't know. He said registered birth.
No, but if the child dies, the child is not registered.
I don't know, Chico. What if the child?
But
Chico, I don't understand what's going on.
And we are not asking questions, so we took the Prime Minister serious, right?
Yeah, but I am asking the questions, but who is going to answer me?
From the 1st of August, Angie.
That's what he said.
If a child is born after the 1st of August.
He didn't say that. He said he'll be paying from the 1st of August. He didn't say when the babies had to be born. I told you there are absolutely no parameters. There are absolutely no parameters concerning this policy. All he said was that from the 1st of August, he will be paying $1,000 per registered booth because he wanted to start a mature conversation. He didn't say if the babies were born from January, they will get, or if a baby's born after. If he wanted to see it was babies born after the 1st of August, he would say, well, babies born after the 1st of August. He didn't say that. He said he paying from the 1st of August. Now, I have a 20-year-old. Can I ask for the $1,000? She's registered. You understand? There are no parameters.
I understood it to be.
You assumed it was.
Babies born after the 1st of
You
August.
assumed, but the Prime Minister never said that.
Okay. Just like he never said it was for 2 years.
He didn't say that.
Okay. But my question again, Angie.
Somebody is saying here, PJP himself don't understand what he said.
I don't believe he understands.
No, because
whoever is advising the Prime Minister needs to go back to.
They need to pay the $50 for them for preschool because I mean, that's why I tell you, somebody said that this is a CABAWay policy. And somebody also even instructed me on where I can find that CABAWay and what days
I know where
to
that
be there.
CABAWay is.
But I mean, when you think about it, it's just like the Prime Minister just throwing mud at the wall and hoping, trying to figure out what sticks. Where is this coming from? I was speaking to Mr. Titus Previll, and he said, we want to know what problem that the Prime Minister is, with each policy, you need to know what problem is the government trying to address. And what exactly are they trying to achieve, which I understand completely. I'm hoping that is how prime ministers and governments and cabinets come up with policies. But when you say your objective is to start a mature conversation, but you're going to pay out $1,000 for registered birth, that conversation becomes X-rated. Because the only conversation you can start there is, would you like to have a baby today? Or should we try today? And if you want to turn around this way or if you want to turn around that way. I don't, like the Prime Minister just has me confounded, kerfuffled, and quite confused. I have not even, judging by that policy alone, I don't even want to go deeper into the budget, because I might be Alice going down the rabbit hole, and my name is not Alice.
Angie, let us put our minds, let us just try to
understand this. Yes, yeah.
Let us think of one issue, aspect of that policy.
Well,
if we are trying to avoid, because that was in the discussion before.
Yes.
Let us look at teenage pregnancy. If that policy is to address teenage pregnancy, how does it stop teenage pregnancy?
You're encouraging it. But now hold on.
Yeah.
The Prime Minister said he was trying to address our low birth rate.
Right.
Here's where the confusion starts. First, he says he's trying to address low birth rates. Then he says he's going to pay $1,000 from August 1st per registered birth. But then he comes back and says he's not paying people to have babies. He wants to start a mature conversation. So why offer people $1,000?
So is the Prime Minister of the view that if somebody had already pulled in the boat, like the old people say, you think that $1,000, is he of the view that $1,000 would be an incentive for you to put your boat back in the sea?
He says that's not what he was trying to do.
So what is he trying to achieve?
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Not making a baby. You will not make a baby because you give him $1,000, you know. Because $1,000 might be 1 week of a child. A child that's born premature.
1 week, Foster?
Angie.
1 week, Foster?
1 day.
You're going to stretch, you're really stretching that $1,000 in 1 week. Foster, 1 afternoon. Come on, Foster, you know better than that.
Child and in 1 day, you spend $1,000.
Foster, not even the whole day. You know it's not the whole day. It wouldn't take you the whole day. 1 hour.
So, I want to ask the Prime Minister, and while I told you, you're taking the Prime Minister know what he's saying, you know.
I would love to think so.
There's method in his madness.
I think there's madness in his method. That's what I think.
Because the Prime Minister knows who he's tackling. He knows his people. Angie. Rather than you having a baby, some people, Angie, and let's talk adult talk, yeah?
Because he said he wanted to start a mature conversation.
Let's have a mature
conversation.
Discussion.
Yeah.
Some people can have 2 babies a year. If you have a baby in January,
you can have one in September.
That same lady can have a baby in September.
Right.
Okay? So
not me though, not me.
No, not you. Whoever wants to. The baby producers.
Right.
The baby boomers. So the man would, and wife, because we want maturity, we're not targeting unemployed people who just on the block making babies. That's not what the Prime Minister wants, I hope.
You assume that's not what he wants.
He must say that.
He didn't say that. That's why I'm telling you, there is so much, there are no parameters. We don't know where it's coming from.
So
we don't know where it's going.
Angie, I'm going to just put down babies.
And collect your $1,000. It's like Monopoly.
Yeah.
You pass go, you collect $200.
So I pass go January, my girlfriend makes a baby. September, October, she has another one. That's $2,000.
That's $2,000 for the year.
And January again.
You back at it.
The first one has
you pass go.
Again.
You pass go.
That's not the discussion the Prime Minister.
You might need for this to be lucrative, Foster. You might need more than one girlfriend. Eh?
No, but you must have
2 girlfriends and a wife.
You must have 2 ladies to do. One lady might not make babies. So you must have, for you to register 2 births
right
on your name and collect $2,000, you must have 2 ladies.
Yeah, more than one, maybe more than 2. The point is, it's almost as if the Prime Minister is just, you know, when you say something sometimes, have you ever had a conversation with someone and you say something and it just, you were thinking it sounded really good, but then when you said it, you realize it sounded better in your head than out loud? I think that policy falls under that category. Because
I think the Prime Minister should change that policy and say he's giving every married couple after April $1,000. That's a more responsible statement.
I think you'll get the statement. I think you'll get it on April 1st. All Fool's Day.
No, Angie. If you want a mature conversation, if you're trying to stimulate a conversation, and you tell every man living with his lady unmarried, because there are 50% of couples in St. Lucia
unmarried.
If it's a mature conversation you want to have, the Prime Minister can say, and it will have a greater effect, that you're going to honor everybody who gets married after August the 1st of 2026 with $1,000. I am sure between August and December 31st, you're going to have a lot of married couples, because a lot of people are contemplating, a lot of people are living together, cohabiting, but they are unmarried. And probably when you have that conversation, you may down the road tell persons, well, if you're married, you're going to give them an incentive that if they have a child within the 9 months of the marriage, and it's their first child or whatever child, they're going to, or the newlyweds, you're going to give them $3,000 for that child within the first 3 years. So we're dealing with mature people now, because you got them, gave them an incentive to get married. So you're not dealing with children that are just on the block making children. You're dealing with married people first.
But then, Foster, do you really think it's prudent for the Prime Minister to mandate whether or not St. Lucians get married?
No, well, that's a good question, because first you have to look at his own camp and say, well, when you're in a position of leadership, Angie, that's what we should encourage too, because we want to know that we have a government. We want to know that we have a government that who are responsible people. We want to know that our heads of state and so on are responsible people, not bachelors, not people who are just, vai on the street. So,
well, here's the thing. The situation is such that the Prime Minister does not know whether he is coming or whether he is going, and neither do I. And I've tried to, that's not the only policy, because you're not sure exactly what's happening. You say you want a mature conversation, but this policy reads as if you are looking to cause individuals who have no business procreating to just start acting like rabbits. You understand? So I'm confused. I am quite confused by this. I don't understand what is going on, and I just, what type of mature conversation exactly do you expect to start? I don't know. Now, guys, we bring joined today again by Mr. Coach, and we're talking today, Mr. Coach, about some of the policies in the budget. And what we're talking about is the baby incentive, although the Prime Minister is saying that it's not a baby incentive. But he's saying he wants to start a mature conversation. I'm confused as to what conversation, because there are no parameters. It feels as if he just took this policy and he just threw it out there and hoped that it stuck somewhere. But I know Foster is looking to collect on that $1,000, because Foster has spent quite a bit of money paying taxes over the past couple of days, and Foster over the past couple of years, about the past 5 years, and Foster is no longer, he's now the director of Home Affairs, because he at his home all day every day. So so Foster is trying to figure out, he's trying to figure it out. So I don't know if you have any more insight as to what exactly the Prime Minister was trying to achieve with this policy. But we have other policies to talk about, but we just quickly, give me your take on this. Because I suspect, I saw you last time dressed up all dapper, and I suspect you might want to collect on that $1,000 too. The way I saw you dressed,
registered.
I think, probably, in anticipation of August.
Anyway, before going any further, I want to say good night to you, the GM, Mr. Angie, and Brother Chico. Good night, and to everyone listening to the program.
Right, good night to you.
Yeah, let me say this straightforward. This administration is not in a position, and will never be in a position, to demand or to ask, for such, by calling people to make babies. This is the same administration when they, when I hear people talk about Sir John did nothing, it hurts, because I look at, this is the same administration when they get into power, if they knew for a fact that, because he has won more elections than UWPs, right? And if they knew for a fact that this would have come to them in one day by asking to people to make children, with no jobs. They're the same one who closed all the factories down in Vieux-Fort. They're the same one who closed that one there in Denver. How you call that one there?
Belfast.
All those factories. And if you see...
All of the factories in Odsa as well.
As well.
Yes.
And, these young ladies was doing good. Now, if you want to bundle up panties, you have to call for Barbados. The things that they don't see the importance of it there, they go up there and they buy it per bundle and things so. So I'm saying as that this administration, this is the same administration when they was preaching, begging the people for the votes in this last election, right? Remember, they were the ones who considered themselves to be a Malay government.
No. No. They didn't say they were the Malawi's. You misunderstood. They say they are the government for the Malawi's.
For the Malawi?
Yeah.
For you to be a Malawi, you can't have $110 million to spend. Okay? You can't be a Malawi for $110 million. You are for, they say they are for the Malawi. That's what they say. Yes. Your party gouvernement te Malawi. C'est yo di gouvernement qui kay fè Malawi. S'ouvre Malawi, s'ouvre fait Malawi, toi ba gouvernement ça.
So these guys are not in a position, and they'll never be in a position to demand for such. Because when you have a country, like for example, watch what COVID did. And people talking about we don't want a white man. Iran in the entire world managed COVID than anybody else, and this was took pattern from us. So this is a man, that believe in every day. Say, look at you. Wash hands, do that. CMO agata vai by. Ou ça même c'est pour ça aujourd'hui à moun fait mai. C'est pour ça pas ça comme moun de moi COVID. C'est même c'est pour qui dit moun pays ça pas tenu COVID.
Yes.
It hurts. This fellow said so. And you cannot mention that to no labor hacks. There was no COVID. But when they won the general elections, the three bosses, red boy, little black boy, qui toujours knows nothing, et puis boss la même, right? C'est pour ça que c'est mon si vous n'êtes pas même mazot, changez nos paniers pour faire zot. Bon, c'est mon coup tellement. Pour 4 l'année, et puis c'est pour que pas de COVID. Mais pas rien marcher sans masse. Why?
And not only that, speaking of that, I do recall, I think it was Richard Frederick, who came on the news and said that, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys might remember this better than me, but as if I remember, as if to me, according in the local palace, as if to me, whenever I speak like that, my mom gets so mad. She gets so angry. But Richard Frederick was known to say that person should not be given loans from the credit union. They shouldn't be given loans, mortgages from the bank or whatever, if they didn't take the COVID vaccine.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought I remember something like that.
Right.
You see, so it is easy as ABC. These guys, today I did listen to Newspin, and all of a sudden I get angry. For a gentleman I have so much respect for. This man, right, he had us, in his times, in his glory days, to be happy to know that we have somebody representing us, right, in the weightlifting area. That is Mr. Requin, And I realize whenever he have to say something, he want to compare the two parties. He always want to say, oh yes, both parties. You cannot do that. Because when you look at what is happening here today with our CIP money, you see, when we ask about it, Jean-Hubert dit, ça va ça fait non. Mahemetan ça presque dans la tête.
Yes.
So, when you have a problem avec c'est pour ça, because c'est pour ça qu'il a fait by yonder lot, mais moi, le problème est UWP tout ça. Because Requin dit, au moment où on a dit ça, et que moi après c'est ça, Requin dit, nous pas ça, gourmet c'est pour ça, et prier. Prier important. Mais c'est pour ça qu'il a, là, nous pour point stand. Like for example, with you, how many people stand up for you? How many ladies in this country you find people standing up for? These are the things you want. Nous pas les moun fait mamay. Nous les moun ka du bout ek fait loi, right, côté qui pour pitié gouan, la ni right ça pour tout le monde. Right? Même ça qui bon pour soi, bon pour canard. Right? Ça qui vaut là, il pas arriver yish copain JP, il va arriver pièce l'autre monde because when you au moins 3000 lawyers ba yo. Juste toujours par rapport à ça, tu as quoi posséder. C'est là nous ne pouvons pas l'avoir.
Well, actually, I've had my mom was reminding me that Richard Frederick was on his show saying that I would never live to see a date in court. but I've been to court twice. Who has not been to court is the defendant.
Just like they did in his previous cases.
Yeah.
But Angie, I heard that comment earlier on, what Coach made reference to. But the gist of the statement made was that we cannot leave employed people to just what we spoke about public servants. We cannot employ people in certain capacities and then leave everything behind. Don't hold them accountable. And then we say we will pray. Mm-hmm. We leave that for God. God does not have time to do for us what we can do for ourselves.
That is true. That's common sense.
We have to take an initiative and do things for ourselves. We cannot leave everything. Coach is working, supposed to get to work at 8 o'clock in the morning. Mm-hmm. Every Monday, Coach is reporting sick, and Coach is going to fish to sea. Mm-hmm. And Coach boss gets all that information.
And he say he living in for God.
And you live in Coach for God?
Yeah.
No.
God doesn't have time to hear that prayer because God have given you.
But apart from that, God has so much problems, so much work.
So many people God has to look at. Is Coach going to see instead of coming to work? God will worry about. Deal with that. And that was the gist of the statement made. And I agree with Coach. That government, and I want to agree more with him when he said that UWP has to be blamed for all what we have allowed Labour Party to be doing today.
You saying to me
silence.
You saying to me
on that note, guys, let's take a quick commercial break. Because we have to pay the bills.
Yes.
I need to. I don't know if you know, but the BMAX condos are going up, and I need to afford one. So we'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll talk more about this in a minute.
You already know the power of Licks products on your clothes and household. You licked your whites and colored clothes, leaving them fresh and scented. You licked your dishes and left your hands protected with vitamin E. You licked your floors, even licked your toilet. Now we expand and bring you 3 new scents in our fabric softener: Balmy Sunshine, Summer Sunshine, and Thousand Flowers. And Licks those stains off of colored clothes with Licks Cutter Safe Bleach. Licks went even further with Bondicare body soap bars in deodorant and antibacterial. So Licks tiredness and bacteria out and refresh your tired body. Your products giving you Licks? Then choose Licks from Today Distribution Inc. Available at all leading supermarkets.
Seabreeze Adventures would like to announce its official water taxi service for St. Lucia Jazz 2026. Pickup can be arranged from either Castries or Rodney Bay to the Pigeon Island National Landmark on show days. Transportation from Rodney Bay costs $10 US or $25 EC one way or $20 US or $50 EC return trip, and can be accessed at Lavi, Hamley Suites, or at the Rodney Bay Marina. Transportation from Castries cost $20 US or $50 EC one way or $40 US or $100 EC a round trip. Pickup points in the city are at La Place Carinage or at Point Serafin. Customers wishing to take advantage of this service can book in advance by contacting Captain Warren at telephone number 1758-713-3196. Pickup starts at 10 a.m. until shows end. Seabreeze Adventures, not just a tour, but an adventure.
All right, guys. So speaking of the jazz festival, Coach, that nice outfit I saw you had on the other day, were you at the jazz festival? Now, we'll go back to what we were talking about earlier, but I just want to know your business because I tried to figure out why you were wearing that outfit, that last time. Were you getting ready for jazz?
No, I was just stage was, Yes, I was just say to her, I am supposed to be just gathering things at my home, so I see things,
So you're just dressing up.
just press a and just dress up. I could come and buy a street in tongue and just that, just like my dress.
So, okay, back to what we were talking about earlier, Foster. So you were saying that the gist of the conversation was, don't leave for God what you can do for yourself, kind of.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And we have to ask questions of the people that we put in charge. The Prime Minister cannot say something and leave it half cooked and serve it on a plate for us. If we cook our food thoroughly and we eat it, you can't cook a breadfruit and give the breadfruit half cooked and expect us to eat it. And just for you to, you know what he's doing? He's leaving a door open so that when things get hot, he can say he never said that, or he can run through the back door. You cannot say, I was of the view, Angie. And it's only as we're discussing it there, Coach, I'm getting the sense of what Angie is saying. That the Prime Minister, I thought he said, any child that is registered, any new birth that is registered after August 1st, the parents get $1,000.
Monthly.
Not monthly. Coach asked monthly. One time it's
Monthly, Coach?
No, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Coach, I feel, let me just remind you, I know the Prime Minister says St. Lucia is in Europe, but that's not true.
It's a one-time payment.
That's not true. A one-time payment because the Prime Minister doesn't want you to continue making babies. He just wants you to have a mature conversation.
Okay. So the Prime Minister now, right, realizing that majority of those polyclinics have been closed. Whenever these fellas come in, they just mess around. That's their style. Now you're asking people to make children. Healthcare in the Caribbean, in St. Lucia, is at its worst.
Right.
Well, all the money a Tina Nido now, the Tina Nido that used to be $12 is $35 in the supermarket. It's
Coach.
You understand?
Coach. Tima mai pa bo ni do encore.
Tima mai pa bo ni do.
Tima mai pa ka bo ni do encore, Coach. Comme ça. C'est pour gros moun ni. Ni do c'est pour ni do c'est pour gros moun. Nous ka parle about 6,000 là, nous ka parle about toutes ces qualités ba. Mam connect now you.
Parle about la qui plus bon marché.
No. You cannot give the baby that now.
Tima mai là ça il catch Tima mai là.
Ou some still ancêtres yo buy Climex cyclable. No. Babies don't drink. No.
But to be honest, I have a lot of problem with this administration. You know why? And the people that jumping up and supporting this administration. And my reason is as simple as ABC. You're saying to me that this is the same administration that never see the need to improve healthcare. You see, we was about to get, if we had to win these elections, we would be on the verge of, receiving this healthcare insurance.
Yes.
You are run against from that. Right?
You cannot say that on Fire FM, Coach.
Oh, sorry, thank you.
I do not support violence.
That's not violence. I little bit. I say my could sing.
No, you can support you sir.
I listen to the speaker of the house. Talk about catapult is too small for him now. He go for his bazooka. En bazooka, sous petit envie, ça que fait. Pays ça pas nous là. Depuis c'est messieurs qui ont pouvoir. This is not right, brothers and sisters. These fellows said to us that oh yeah, c'est pour dire bon jet ski, l'autre jour on disait ici, mais ça prend pas ça oublier dit, right? Machine neuf, ça pas qu'à solve crime. What spend 35, ça c'est 25 millions ça. Pour faire un police station, moi je sais que si police station ça kay mené, c'est mon qui la ka mon pour ces issues qui pète là sometimes. Majority of these youngsters, no matter what they used to do, was the breadwinner for the family.
Yes, most of them, yeah.
Is this going to solve the problem?
Is it going
No.
to bring down the statistics? Yes.
You understand, my
That's
brother?
the issue.
Sometimes when you see me more take
But Angie,
Yes.
we have to have the conversation, like the Prime
Yes.
Minister said.
And I agree. But what is the gist of that conversation? Because you're giving us, the Prime Minister is giving us half a policy or 3/4 of a
It's not-
policy.
yes.
And then he wants us to fill in the blanks. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that fill in the blanks thing finished for me back in the 90s when I was still in school.
A long time.
You know that they would give you a sentence for reading comprehension and tell you fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
You understand? Or maybe they give you a math problem and they tell you fill in the blanks. I cannot fill in the blanks when it comes to economic policy. Let's switch from that policy and let's go to something else. I heard the Prime Minister talking about, well, I heard, to be honest, I heard the leader of the opposition commending the Prime Minister on his policy to build a cruise port in Viewfort.
Mhm.
Now, I have two problems with that. One, when they were in opposition, building a cruise port in Viewfort was the worst idea ever.
Yes.
The Prime Minister, that same Prime Minister, was ridiculing the 13 islands. You remember the 13 little islands in the House, saying it was grandiose ideas and this and that and so on and so forth. But today, he will come back because he has, according to himself, no new ideas. So he's borrowing from the leader of the opposition, because it was the leader of the opposition that said, let us make St. Lucia the best place to live and work. And now the Prime Minister has that as his motto or his campaign slogan, let's make St. Lucia the best place to live and work. So everything Alan Shastney put aside, Philip J. Pierre picking up and he putting on. Okay, all of Alan Shastney hand-me-downs, Philip J. Pierre picking up and he putting on. Then now he's coming to see he's going to build a cruise port in Viewfort. Kudos. Viewfort needs the economic activity. My issue with this is that, why are you coming to do that now? Now that the price of fuel has severely impacted global travel, okay? Now that St. Lucia currently has the highest head tax in the Caribbean, in the Eastern Caribbean, and so cruise ships are steering away from St. Lucia. Now that you've given away the bulk of our revenue on cruise tourism to GPH for very little returns, now you want to build a cruise port in Viewfort? So my question is this. That cruise port that you're building in Viewfort, who are you building it for? Is it supposed to be something that SLASPA will take control of, so that money will come to the coffers of the country? Or is it going to be part of the GPH deal? Because remember, GPH had first dibs if they wanted to develop the Viewfort ports, right? That was part of a little part of the agreement that we were able to glean. So who are you building this cruise port for? Who is benefiting? Is it that GPH has realized that now that they've doubled the cruise head tax, that companies are no longer sending their mega ships here, they're sending the older, smaller ships, and now GPH wants to make more money, so you're building, because remember, GPH is not building their own facilities, we have to build the facilities. That's why SLASPA is the one taking the loan to build Boof 4 or whatever it's called, right? Because they're only tenants. They're not here to develop for us. The only thing they're doing is those little shanties. That little bus stop I see they building on the waterfront there. Although somebody said to me that this is catamaran, bus stop for catamaran, and they building the same bus stop in the next where the old fire station used to be, and they say that's the new arcade. That's all we're getting. Let's be honest. That's all we're getting.
That's our money.
And we're getting it with our money. Okay? GPH is just managers. They are not builders. Who are we building this cruise port in Vieux-Fort for? Who will be in charge of it? Who will be running it? Who will be maintaining it?
Tourism is down.
Yes. Now,
Lucia.
remember, this is the self-same Prime Minister who said after COVID or during COVID that Alan Chastanet is a madman. Alan Chastanet is the only Prime Minister who believes that tourism will ever come back,
yes.
and he is wasting our money building new airport and building cruise port in Vieux-Fort. And I know you guys remember that. He said it.
Just said
Yes,
that's not true. He never said
She
that.
said that's not true?
Yeah.
And I heard?
Alison Joe.
You recall Timothy used to play that at the beginning of Newsmaker Live?
Yes.
With the same, he's the most readied.
But that's a
That's
clip.
a-
That's a clip. We have those clips readily available to play.
Okay? So, bearing in mind that this self-same Prime Minister said that. So when I juxtapose Philip J. Pierre in opposition and Philip J. Pierre in office, the math's not mathsing. I don't know about you guys, but it does not make sense for me. I cannot reconcile. It's like I'm dealing with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and I don't know which one I have at the moment.
You have both in the same person.
Both together at the same time, twice, one time. I mean, think about it. Just think about it logically, guys. If I am not making sense, tell me. But the same idea that you vilified, you demonized, it was not good. It was a waste of the country's money. It was a grandiose idea. Alan Chastanet had his head in the clouds. Somebody called Timothy on Newspin, and I will forever say that I could never forget. I was sitting on the steps in my mom's house listening to the radio, and I heard this person, this individual, call and say that they like Philip J. Pierre because he has realistic expectations. And I called the show and I said, if Christopher Columbus, you think Christopher Columbus set out to find the East by going west because he had realistic expectations? Since when does development and progress come from realistic expectations? Did Thomas Edison have realistic expectations when he decided to harness electricity? I mean, you hear some types of hogwash and you wonder what kind of DNA running through these people's bodies. Are their brains, is there some kind of mental defect? That is Wasco putting something in the water? You ask yourself all kinds of questions because you want to understand what is going on. It was a grandiose idea. It was not good. It was a waste of the country's money.
Under UWP.
Under UWP. And now under you what? What is it now?
Well, Tommy Scott said, summed it up well. He said, Philip Pierre is a quick learner because for a man who never knew anything about tourism, and he said that publicly, that he didn't ever have a clue what was going on in tourism. And a man who served as our tourism minister for 5 years, you know.
And the man put that in big English. The
man said he
never knew that tourism was so important to
impactful,
Central. And
when
people, there are people that died for the money.
And Alison just said the man never said that.
Yes,
So Angie, that shows you that the importance of us documenting something. That is why I want Alan Chastney to take that letter, write that letter, submit it to the Director of Finance, ask him to investigate. If he does not investigate, send a copy of that letter to the special prosecutor. Send it to the, and file something, a motion in the court to have those public officials account. Bring the SSDF files public and show us who collect all the checks from that $110 million between this October and December before elections. Let us find those people and go to on the ground, Coach. If Coach had obtained $200,000 to build a footpath, find Coach. And we go in the scene. Bring me where you do that footpath. Otherwise, you're going to Bodily.
Yeah.
That is how we have to deal with the people who take the taxpayers' money and misappropriate. They have a big terms using.
Yes, misappropriation of funds.
You don't steal it, you misappropriate it. Show us the work, the footpath you do for that money.
No.
Or
misappropriation doesn't mean steal. It means you take it and you put it where it's not supposed to be.
You put it in the wrong.
Now, when it comes to the water system,
You were trying to drop it. Hold on. You were trying to drop it in the cash register, but it fall in your bag.
Yeah,
That's what it means.
Yeah.
when it comes to our water problem,
Oh Lord.
a lot of people, want to get angry when people talking about they have had water for weeks, months. Let me say this, my brother. Today, this is the same administration asking people to have children, Let me say something to you. Wasco is just like, Mrs. Angie is the GM for her, she controls the show. But the government is the one running the show in charge of the water,
Yes.
It has nothing to do with to say, well, we am mon prend un chotel avec mon fan garage 60 garage coach ou un gouvernement qui in charge ça et yo ni moun yo pas ou jamais tant yo parler. You ever heard any one of those ministers complain or send any message to Wasco's management?
Now here's the thing. I heard one of the young reporters asking the Prime Minister about. She asked the Prime Minister, "Is Wasco still a government entity?" And he said, "Yes, it's a statutory board." She said, "Okay. I've been trying to find audits, financial audits of Wasco, and I cannot find it. So, where is it? When can we see a financial audit for Wasco? Where can I find a financial audit?" And the Prime Minister could not answer the question. Why? Because Wasco has never produced a financial audit. This should not be. Wasco is a statutory body, just like Millennium Heights Medical Center,
That's right.
just like SSDF. Why isn't it mandated by law that these statutory bodies produce financial audits annually?
But it is G.
And they are tabled in the
That's
parliament.
mandatory,
Yeah, but why aren't they being tabled in the
Because
parliament?
There are no sanctions, there are no penalties. Ernest Ile could not be doing what he's doing there and still be the Minister of Investment. And 2 reports are due of so many millions of dollars. People say billions. And you have not produced a report and you're still there.
The man is still there. The people still have him there.
But that's what we
Let me
say.
say something to you. The match you see happening here, my brother, I'm telling you something. I live in the French and I live many places in the world, election, all kind of thing. I'm saying to you, you see this man there? These fellas, none of them would have to be buying roads et qu'ils paient cher là, mais pas même dans un hotel, you can buy a job for manager because you pas do it. So the people that are supporting them, they are the one having us in what we are today.
Right.
Like for example, Let's be honest. Check the logics. A man, how long Mr. Kenny D. Anthony, DAT, by doctorate, ça, mon point family, right? Combien l'année Monsieur sauvé for?
6 years.
Six years, six
terms.
terms.
Oh, actually, on va parler anglais, école, mix, well. Now, we used to live when Vieux-Fort was Vieux-Fort.
Well, he's.
Drive down to Vieux-Fort.
It would have been right.
Yeah, 5 terms.
Well,
5 terms.
From 1997
Yes.
till 2005.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
That's a long
if we
time.
take a drive tomorrow to Vieux-Fort,
21 years. Yeah.
there is nothing you can see in Vieux-Fort to say, yes, this change was being made by Kenny Anthony. And the people voted-
I beg to differ. Because all of the factories that close in Vieux-Fort, that was Kenny Anthony's work. Do not take away. Pa Kodi Gwamundi. Pa vole sale bougla. Ok?
Li ki mette
Li ki ferme tout factory a ki te Vieux-Fort.
Yeah, coach.
malet nan pa di fon sa, nan pa
Ou mande pou travay nom lan.
Travail li ki la.
Thank you, monsieur. But
Ou mande
oh, minister,
ki
break it down.
ou mande
Break down.
travay nom lan.
You see?
Nom lan ferme tout factory ki te Vieux-Fort.
That is why the genius now realize, no, Vieux-Fort could have been better off. And knowing that we have an airport there, peut-être vous pouvez parler avec gens étrangers, vous pouvez dire, yes, tomorrow at 9 o'clock I'll pick you up to drop you at the UNRWA International Airport. Ma servi Paul Couillon, vous comprenez? Si bah là-bas international, ma servi international. Vous comprenez là? You see? Vieux-Fort,
Airport.
Mr. Allen realized, you know what happened? Trop moun ka kite Vieux-Fort konte pan là. Au moment où ni en pli en airport, ou gagne plus moun employé. Au moment où ni en l'hôpital en standard là, yo te ka ban nou là, Vieux-Fort kay sorti côté ya. Ou gagne plus moun ka apprendre nos. Ouais bah là yo prend étiez là et puis yo dit c'est li yo ka fait l'hôpital là. Nous te supposé ça en côté pour nous éduquer jeune maman non qui m'a pour faire docteur nos bail comme ça. So c'est pour ça qu'il y a une pièce l'idée. Et plus mauvais bail pour mes moun en charge au bail. Si on est pour sortir, right? Yo kay bien avant et que fini yo kay pour vite là. This is why we have no that kind of problem in this country. Yeah.
Coach, what you mean by that, coach?
Moun ki pa ni goût, moun ki pa ni plan. When we talk about the pot earlier on, actuellement, ou ka di mwen bay ki se san mwen. Yeah. Mwen yè meni boss, san mwen yè, mwen bay mesanje yè. So le ve $50 a day, tout fi se sal fi se san mwen sa travay. Qui met ça fait travail?
Reverse mathematics, c'est pour la faire.
Ça passe à travail.
You remember Kenny Anthony had this term, trickle-down economics? And you know, we never took that term seriously. But we're seeing it now, you know. And think about it. Just think about it. You know what a trickle is?
Yeah.
When something falls in, tack,
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 tack, tack,
tack,
tack. One
tack,
drop every
tack.
10 seconds.
Trickling down. Right? The the bulk of the money, the bulk of the wealth is in somebody else's hands. And just the little, it's like you have that glass of water and it's wet outside, you know, like because it's cold.
It's cool, yeah.
So the little drips that will fall off the outside, not even what that was inside, what, you know,
Yes.
Yes.
the dew on the outside of the bottle. That is what the people are getting. Trickle down economics. We never understood that term for what it was. And now we're seeing it. Because, guys, just now, St. Lucians will have to revert to the 1600s. You know why? Just this month, just April, the fuel surcharge jumped from 7 cents a kilowatt to 25.5 cents a kilowatt. Now, if you check your electricity bill, one household uses tens of thousands of kilowatts of electricity.
One household.
One household. And you are paying 25.5 cents for every kilowatt. Now, I don't have so much maths, but I know the answer is shy. Okay? That's one.
Yeah.
That's every household, every business, every institution, everything, every hospital, every building in St. Lucia. Right? And remember, there is an ongoing war in Iran. The price of fuel on the global market is rising.
People cry.
Last week, it went up to over 100 US per barrel. If the conditions at the Strait of Hormuz continue as they are, the price of fuel will continue to rise. Let's put it in perspective, what that means for us. That means that the price of electricity, not just the price of not just the fuel surcharge, because we have the fuel surcharge, and the price of electricity will go up. Right?
It's already over.
No, hold on. It jumped from 7 cents to 25.5 cents. If the price of fuel goes up any further, you know it'll go higher,
Yes.
right? So next thing you know, we're paying 50 cents per kilowatt just on the fuel surcharge alone. Now the fuel surcharge is an added expense to your bill. Remember that. And then the price of fuel at the pump, remember it's capped at $16 right now.
Yeah, 16, from 1650.
Right, from $16.50 it's capped at $16.
Yeah.
All the countries in the OECS have begun raising their prices. Anguilla has brought it up to 19.09. In Grenada, it's 18 something. And it continues to rise. Okay? So, all of the countries, some of them it has gone up to $18 plus, $16, $15, $14, and the prices keep going up. Now, remember, in the OECS, St. Lucia, since the past 5 years, ever since Philip J. Pierre took office, St. Lucia has historically have the highest fuel cost of fuel at the pump.
At the pump.
So if Anguilla is at $19.09 and $22 without exemptions, how much do you think St. Lucia will go to?
I assume we might pay 20, 25,
Okay.
But
Now hold on,
how
hold
much
on.
increase that what was the original in the case of who you said
Anguilla. Mhm.
What was the price before the hike? 14
It was 13 something,
About that.
13.95,
something.
14 something. So
So they move about just under $5.
yes. So imagine if St. Lucia go up $5.
So we in for 20 or 21 coach.
Well, we're not supposed to be in that. No, we the people in charge. We are the government.
Well,
It's high time
I'm
that
not
we stop
prepared.
putting the
I'm not
Israelis.
prepared to pay 5 cents more.
You know what the Israelis have to do? For robbing us all what when it was
Yes,
the
when it was
lowest
low, yes.
What they have to do now, right, is to sit with that. We demand them to decrease on their salary. Yo, let me move real leaders, c'est ça qu'on va faire. You see? Pas dire mon va toucher 1 million et puis tout va encore meilleur les nous.
But you will never see that happen.
Okay.
Si nous parlez,
You know,
Coach.
you know what we have to demand? That the government pay the dealers the people who are importing the fuel, give them how the same thing they give the bus drivers. What?
Subsidies.
Incentive.
Yes.
How do you call it? Incentive or some?
Give that
Subsidies.
subsidies. Give the petroleum importers subsidies to cushion the profit, the margin. Leave the price is $16 at least, if you could, because you couldn't bring it down before.
No. He didn't say he couldn't. He said he chose not to.
The money to drink
He
rum.
chose not to. He didn't say drink rum. No, the Prime Minister did not say
No,
that.
he didn't say that.
The
I
Prime
said
Minister said, you said that. The Prime Minister said that you guys would have used the money to do things that would not have been productive.
Yes.
So my thing
Because
is,
it's not productive. I would
Yes. well, I don't want to venture there, but I'm simply saying that the Prime Minister has said to us that he will guarantee the price of fuel remains the same for 3 weeks.
Yes.
3 weeks pour fini.
Non, je ferai que ça pour moi, mais pas pour finir personne. C'est même pas là nous allons reconnaître là. Il est pour nous dire pour quoi que la prière a changé, c'est pour ça. When these guys, you know, là on a do WP faible. When these guys run away from the CCJ, right? To join the
No.
No.
They left the Privy
the Privy
Council
Council
to
to
join
join
the
the CCJ,
Yeah.
you know, without any referendum.
Yeah.
C'est décision nous attendre c'est pas ça famille. Il est pour nous dire pour top parler ou attendre moun ka parler about prédier ba prédier ça changer c'est pourquoi que là. You have to take action against them. You know, let them understand, you know, that one antenne pas ça match. Rien ba il est pour nous faire ces messages ça c'est nous qui in charge famille. Let us come together. You see, moi dans misère dit moun en nous venir ensemble ba so là tout seul. Mais les chasseurs, ils ont respecté tous les jours en house là, tourner house là qu'on house, pas tenir un problème. Mais actuellement, comme ils ont un pouvoir, il est tout le monde tourné petit Jésus et puis juste travailler puis. Ah d'accord.
Well, Coach, I'm telling you that I smell already that the price of fuel will be, if it's $20, we'll be lucky. I suspect that might go up $21, $22. I am not prepared to pay 5 cents more.
Non,
for
on ne sait
fuel.
pas qu'il y a cas, c'est pour que la badi.
No, but coach, let me tell you that. Lucy Lek halfway plan you comment you can hike pour surcharge by surcharge là yon c'est un bill. Comment ou ka servi à pour bill? Ou est surcharge là qui va venir là? Il y a un bill pas quoi. Bon, gouvernement Lucy Lek cap gain gas même comme nous ka gain gas mais une machine nous.
Pas du gouvernement. Sorry pour
Non, Lucy Lek.
pas du gouvernement. Dit c'est Bougla qui forme administration GPA. Yeah, we have to be the government, my brother. That is why this is
Yes.
wrong with us. Like for example, what I want to make that as clear as ABC. Will you agree with me that when these guys consider coming and boasting and talking about, Chasney was giving a box to us down in Vieux-Fort. Et que janvier voté dit qu'on hacké. Bon, demandez ça là-bas. Nous votons par ça. Mais nous parlons de pièces l'autre building, monté ici, parce qu'il continue en laissant Chasney. Will you agree with me that today, the people have already moved from that stadium?
Yes, I agree.
But the politicians know the people.
Yeah.
The politicians know how much they can push the people and who
That's true.
within the
That's true.
public that they can push, you know.
So why people want to prove to people they love them when they can fool them whenever they feel like?
No, but that's where once you can manipulate a man. Ashai Boog, a lot of people, fellas who going around abusing women, coach. Not like they like the women, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can use their influence and they
Yes,
can trick.
yes.
They are good bluffers. They are good bluffers,
Yeah,
so they can trick the women. But those fellas, the women know a lot of those fellas are bluffers too, you know.
Now, today, that man, not today he said it, but I remember what he said. The same Mr. Riquin, I have a lot of respect for, but I don't think he can overdo. As this man talk about the hardest working minister in this country is the minister for housing. Mais moi écoute, moi tan
I think you misunderstand Rick Wayne when he said that. He doesn't mean hardest working as in he doing the best in housing, you know. What he means is the most, in terms of campaigning and winning
He has
seats.
to
no,
work that.
That's what he was saying. That's what he was saying. He
He
said,
has to work the hardest to convince people that
Yeah.
he is
yeah, he
a
said,
minister.
yeah, he said,
ou pa kalome non failure ek fè yo kwe ki yo bon. Mwen tan premier ministre nan ka boss because nou te mande avot la hasiye pi nou ou pa sabliye se ba sa lor li fè certain point. Right? Ki oui akwe di nou pa supposé mande pou yi. Right? E ki ka boss ka di ki nou pa sav importance la hasiye pi a pou nou an Caribbean nan. Ek tan zay, y a le Dominique, ek a dou, soit kalte housing nan, soit kalte chimia, ou sa vous pas faire un rien ici, un merde ici, et puis sans nous. Sans nous, nous pas même ça côté yé. Qui m'a dit ça fait, dit moi, ni là, moi, right? Et puis, c'est Joseph qui ni, qui a dit moi, comment qui était, qui pas dit comment qui était.
Mais Bouglade a dit au coach. Ou ka mande top of Prime Minister ou ça?
Non, pays démocratique. Bon,
Non,
mon
non,
Dieu.
dit ou l'argent, passeport, passe à où?
mhm, c'est
Alright?
ça, you do.
Bon, bah,
Il a passe à où?
Coach, tu passes un petit temps là, you te dis ça.
mais tani. Mais là, on va aller pour, c'est pour ça qui va faire ça, pas moi. Bah, il supportait, j'ai. You see, but I know my rights.
But I have, and we have to agree, and I know we are agreeing that this government have gotten away
With murder, literally.
things that they should never have even gotten away with. And they continue. And according to you, you said it earlier, from the time the government approached the Privy Council to CCJ move, and the people did not take them on for that.
Well, there was a
Since
protest.
then,
There was a protest.
there was a protest. Somebody even challenged it legally. And I can tell you, I sat in the court.
Mhm.
And the argument brought by the claimant, the person who brought the government to court, the lawyer representing that person. The argument was, I was convinced when I listened to that submission by that lawyer, that CCJ ruling by the government would have been overturned, coach.
Yeah.
The government lawyer was belly up. Well, en pression, boudin en leg loi, ek tête di par bas, ça veut dire en pression qui a
Qui a né,
Qui avocat, le gouvernement, qui a tête en bas. Because monsieur savait paid. Ou savent ça, monsieur dit juge là? If that decision goes against the government, it will be chaos. Because the government now have to go back and to beg the Englishman to take them back. Quand là en Bible, là jeune Bougla te demandé papa chéri pour y move. Because monsieur feel in yon de jaldo.
Yeah.
Il voulait
Yeah, il m'a vieilli.
il pays. Avec les coïpiers, il commence à me cochon. Il vit.
Yeah.
The lawyer for the government told the judge in the court that if that decision, Bouglate a give up, moi, de coach. Moi, c'est like, moi, c'est un homme qui connaît about submission de l'audience. Moi, t'es convinced that government, that decision of that CCJ would be overturned. That's what Thomas de ça. When the judge delivered that judgment that the government was okay to do that move. I had a strong feeling that there was a lot of political maneuverings to bring that decision in the background.
Yeah.
That wasn't a decision based on law.
I have so
What
many,
you gonna do, sir?
I have so many problems with what is happening in my homeland, my brother, you know? And that one, it hurts, you know? To sit with that, we're talking about, oh yes, we love our party, we love our leader, the leader for the opposition. Who stands with him? Ou sa juste toujours la rumeur qui a run là, because autant de premier ministre là, ou fait bouche li, et qui dit, c'est nom là, là, compagnie Monsieur Richards, compagnie Monsieur, qui n'a petit rouge là? Il dit, papa, il s'est passé de ma famille, petit rouge là.
Il est.
Oui. Ou ka di moi qui ou qui premier ministre là, ou pas savent qui, c'est pour ça ni pour faire une contribution en Kaila pour temps yo run pour 5 l'année pour 10 moun c'est qui ça qui passe. Votre monsieur Alan vini. Qui m'a dit monsieur Alan ça veut venir parler avant. C'est pour quoi venir puis dire ça pour nous prendre d'autres. Et comme ça monsieur dit c'est pour il pas empêcher ce gonhomme là. Il pas ça obligé
Ça c'est stratégie, coach.
Bon, pour nous accepter, pays ça il là pour y fermer. That is the only way you could let these guys know and understand.
Si le premier ministre qui était pour ça parler, rôle quoi il pas beau.
And he knows that.
Monsieur.
So
laissez vous répéter, vous gardez sorry then.
Il pas against quoi. Because même ça peuple là qu'a demandé, peuple là voulait connaître ça ou ça, mais peuple là pas voulait doubt koyo because as chay moun accepté un chay bay pour quitter ces boucs ça au gouvernement. Bon si yo tan ces boucs ça parler la vérité, il can against conscience still. So you rather you pardon me.
Pardonner.
So tout le monde a souffert pour la péter yon de boucs qui est dans l'argent.
Nous pas ça sorti côté mieux là aisé. Vous avez compris? Because depuis où ka supporter moun famille qui kochi et tout monde ça c'est compagnie moun revenu pour politique pays c'est qui kochi right et on est top à dans cette partie première fois en history c'est so therefore we must pay the price and this is what we are paying for you see mais les boss driver beaucoup qui drive by moun ça right il y a au moins 20 ans qui drive by moun right yo fait plus des zones ka supporter parti pour $1 et 25 cents en plus. Gas là était si pas pour élection, il parti faire 6 cents. Bon gars dit moi qui m'ai blâmer ces driver. M'ai blâmer boss owners.
Mais coach,
moi c'est pour la
changer. Les yo te mené gas 1795. Labour Party.
Yeah.
Le gouvernement ça. Janvier fort encore. Janvier fort. Driver vieux fort. The premier set driver qui te ka complain because you ka fait you dit you ka pay de l'argent. Gouvernement yo ba yo $1 à sous chaque passager. Si on a 15 seater. Normal bus ça c'est 15 moun.
15 passengers, yeah.
Ou ka $15 split, il pas gain un gallon glace.
Ouais.
You pay bouche yo.
Yeah. What's your profit?
Imagine yo ba yo less than a gallon gas pour ay même vieux fois et you dit ça bon. Ou pas nous just ou un problème pays ça ignorance that's the problem.
Mais ama vieux fort ni yon des boucs qui intelligent ou malade bouc assez mais
la ba djemouga.
Non. Vous avez ça vous de moi?
Il faut.
Bah là il a considéré que Chassenay mène cheval et après nous pas une pièce bénéficiaire right sur télé bah ici pour gagner le cacabef là. Right? Mais changer là ni moun en vieux fort qui pas jamais ouais quand activité sans vieux fort et là ni vendeurs en vieux fort qui pas jamais faire ça yo fait là pour tirer ça. So you know that amener pas faire ça demain continuez mon travail garçon. Vous avez drive sorti vieux fort. Laissez la chaude à gaspiller plus passer de la pluie glisser. I wish I could have only 2 races a year. Because the man said to me, he feels so satisfied, with the amount he made. From the Kakabeuf, pour là, on a des dollars. On va brûler un tiers gaz pour faire des strips. Vous savez, là, des gens qui l'aident, qui ça nous n'a pas fait là, il est important pour nous. I listen to Philippe Gépé. You want to Barbados? Vous souhaitez study là, moi?
Oui.
Bon. Monsieur dit, bah là, nous avons parlé à votre là, Babadien, il grette, Yoni sa Kensington. And when you listen to Gold Cup, there is no other activity.
We have a caller on the line.
Okay, sis.
Philippe, you're serving Monty.
Good afternoon to you, caller. Good evening, caller. You are on the air.
Andy, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not so bad. Chico, what's up?
I'm good, sir.
Okay, Coach.
Yes.
What's up?
Good night. I don't hold on, my brother.
All right. I like to hear that. That topic you are having is a good topic. But you cannot educate a donkey when almost together.
Mama.
Yeah.
Caller, what do you mean by that, caller? That's a very interesting statement. Explain that to me, please.
Okay?
Who is the donkey and who is the horse? I really need to know.
The horse is the government and the donkey is the institution people.
Wow.
Okay? Now,
Caller, you're thinking.
you cannot educate a donkey because the donkey loves to carry load. But the horse lightweight and run until they tired. But the donkey keep on walking and working. They can carry heavy stuff. The Labour Party institution see they see through our people. The 1% institution that educated that the Labour Party cannot you're still living in the darkness. Let me tell you why. Because anytime you cannot fool the education that well educated institution, you are threatening. Until you are threatening the Labour Party, Chico, you are threatening the Labour Party, Coach, you are threatening the Labour Party too. Because you see doing the black cutting. You know what they're doing? Look, guys, every community, young women dressed in naked, okay? And after that is Carnival, after Carnival is Christmas, after Christmas is what? Okay, people crying, they cannot pay the bill. And the Labour Party feed on that, they feed on that language.
Caller, you forget June Creole. Caller, you forget June Creole.
Before Christmas.
June Creole before Christmas.
All those steps, all those steps to me, the Chico, it's a problem. The young people of money, okay, all themselves have overtaken it already. The 1% that's not cannot control pollution because the 20% the government take already will generate everything you're trying to do solution.
That's true.
Okay? I live in America and I live in chaos right now. In chaos. You cannot breathe, you cannot fast, you cannot do. You just have to deal with the nonsense in America right now. Okay? In solution, more nonsense. How you can get rid of the nonsense? Just let the people do whatever they want to do. When they will stop. They will stop one day.
My brother, I don't believe in that one, no? Because yes.
How much money the government spend for 4 years? Okay, how?
I don't have I don't know if Mrs. Sanji can help you out. I don't have that, huh?
Answer, Shay.
Okay, I'm just okay.
Right.
I want you to prove all of this thing. Show me what development you can say, monsieur.
Caller, we don't lie here on hard talk, so we won't be able to help you with that.
Okay. Let's I don't care if you pick the law of the position. You still have to be the okay? You can find a small road, you have no sketch. You can have in the sketch. I don't care where stop. Okay, let's stay at that narrow, not that narrow little road. On the highway. That's the longest highway in St. Lucia. Highway.
But my brother, can I come in?
Yes.
Have you realized that that these guys, in the way they're moving, right, as if we all St. Lucians think the same way, like bare fools, these guys will pave a piece of road from Monjuro to Groseville and they'll cut a ribbon.
Yes.
That's not your road. That is why I've been saying, and I'll keep saying it, that when it comes to the development of this country, we have to give respect and give thanks to the great man, Sir John.
Oh, yeah.
Every development.
Today, I was telling my wife that today. Watch.
Yes, yeah.
Today, this morning, I was talking to my wife and what's that? When I was a little kid, we just walked to the health center by Punch there and go there and walk 15. We don't have to take no way. Okay? We just walk into the health center and get our 15. We walk to the hospital, to the emergency room, we get our health care. What else can St. Lucia? My age, you think I will think I want to come to St. Lucia to do what?
A lot of people.
Tell me, I want to know. You convince me to come back home. Tell me. Only one thing, if they push me out of that country, I will come to St. Lucia. Okay, if they push me out, like for me to get every month I can go to my doctor. Okay, I can get all my results.
All
Oh
the
my God, we die. Just our 60 years, just our 60. Just push it over there. When you touch,
Yeah.
you don't say you want chicken. When you 70, 80, you can put that but what do you say more? No use. In America, just speak it to your life until you can feel 100.
yes.
But Helata, the disrespect. You remember how Mr. J.P. was ridiculing a lady, for walking. Remember we had a walk.
On the walk here, there.
Yes. Yes, one shot there.
Ridiculing the person?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
They cannot even walk properly, but they're
Yeah.
following him. They following him.
Yes.
But he can go and get people with pampers at the time of election and bring them to vote and bring them back home.
Yeah.
And that's the
That-
same Philip JP that always talking about every time he says something, they ridicule him. He don't want people to ridicule, but he want to ridicule other people.
But Angie, but the free jet is the first person that did that to him.
You ridiculing him. He's
Yes, because every question you ask them, they don't always go on it. Okay, look, in my shotgun, the DJ said if you get it, I tell him to run the JP. You don't listen to the JP. I'm sorry.
Well,
He said,
well, that is okay, because we don't have real
yes,
sense
he
about
never listened to the JP, but we have a high position man that tells you play the from okay? All that, you look at us already, brother. Government, that country, show us what you can do. We give you 4 years and never 4 years again. Do what you can do for the country, brother.
But my brother, I want to be honest with you, huh? Sometimes we have to forget about blames going to this man, and blame ourselves. Because there's not one person who's not aware of the fact that this man have been in that politics thing for more than 40 years, or almost 40 years, right? And in his own constituency, right, in such a state, whereas not even Labon, where I came from in the countryside, you find people using pit toilet. A good guy just fling by a lavia. You understand? What has he done? The man said that he knew that tourism was so important to us, and he served as a minister, tourism minister.
For 5 years.
For 5 years. Thank you, sis. Awa.
Coach, the problem we are listening to Lucia, we still living under the umbrella of begging. Okay? If you like to beg, you will kill those people behind. If you like to work hard, you will hold those people in the throat and say, you know what, I want that to happen for my own people. Okay? Our own people is partner drink rum and everything that's wrong. Yes, you want to go to party, yes, right? You know, you want to go to party, but look at yourself first. And say, you know what? That man that woman, everything's going to say to be a home. Okay? To be a house with a home for me. You know? Even. And then about the party, I don't see no house built for nobody.
Oh, yes. You're right. You're right.
Okay, I remember I saw a 20 by 20 square foot of land. They put, let me see, 1 to 4 houses. 4 houses, like the 20 by 20. 4 houses. And you know how many families in the 4 houses? Every brother family. Every brother family, one brother. In Castellano, we can put half a simple shop in Castellano. We don't have to do nothing more. No, he needs to be honest. You know, in Castellano, the other spaces, and Fiore, Buford, we don't need to run nothing our local resources in the East. You know, when I go Marshall River to Washington, that is what beautiful water come from Russia to come from there. No water.
Yeah.
What is happening now? What is happening to the bedroom? The water is coming from Russia to that side. No water. Okay, because people cut all the things to the houses, brother. You don't need all those land, give people 10 acres of land to be home. You don't need all that, brother. Every more from one city, and if you see that wicked place in New York, millions of people living together.
Yes.
You need somebody that can do it, but that idea how to build, all the other conditions, cook and fish. System control.
Well,
When that will stop, brother, when that will stop.
caller, it will stop when we stop voting for them. That's when.
That's right. That's right.
Okay? Everybody wants to study Michael Shasta that can eat a whole cow, which is from a little one day. They want to study somebody that can eat a whole cow. Okay, this is normally you want to study that person, and you are very hungry under the umbrella of Labour Party. You know? Like I have one of my friends said, I am there for country. If you there for country, you will never support African Party, brother.
That's
That's
true.
right.
That's
You
true.
will never support African Party. You know? If you there for country, you will support the party that's there for the people, not the party that's taking the people forward, brother. You know?
I think that makes me.
We are Trump one in America, we are Trump two in Russia. Temperature, look at yourself. Okay, just finish, look at yourself. And go to the doctor to see how much room you have in your body.
Well, just we still have another week of jazz, caller. I mean,
Caller, rum.
no. Jazz just started. That was the opening of jazz.
Oh my gosh.
That was the opening, caller.
I explain the jazz I know, Angie, not all those still boom, regular jazz. I never know those kind of jazz. When I know how to do the jazz, I don't know any regular jazz. Okay, when you sit down with Bishop Point, you listen to some light, music, not just noise. Jazz is different. It's a thing that rich, not and oh my gosh, no, I'm good. I'm telling you already, Chico, I'm good. Sit yourself, enjoy yourself, until you come back again. Okay?
All right, caller.
Until you come back again. Okay, Chico, good night, coach, good night, good night.
Thank you for that, caller. Thank you.
All right, okay, all right, bye-bye.
All right,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
I guess we're not the only ones who have a problem with the way things are these days, but I mean, you have to understand, these people, the caller has a point about the jazz festival. So they go around talking about Soleil, oh, we're recovering from Soleil. But you realize that the configuration of the jazz festival right now is exactly like Soleil.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
When a man can sing Flamboyage in a jazz, opening of jazz,
Yeah.
and the politicians are there.
Because remember
Really?
Soleil had different things. There was the rhythm and blues.
Of course.
There was there were different aspects of music. It was a summer festival.
And
They
it was
keep-
not ending 10th of May.
Right. It was going all the way.
Way into October, into Juin Creole.
Right. So it's basically the same thing, but they just downsized it, and then they want to talk about Soleil to people that don't know anything. Somebody said to me, "Oh, I went to Miku Jazz, and Miku Jazz was so much better than Soleil." Have you ever been to Soleil? No. Do you even know what Soleil is? No, I don't know.
But
how you know it's
want to
better?
they want to claim ownership of jazz. But they don't even know
How it came about.
who brought jazz. The same people they fighting are the ones who brought jazz,
It's so
But people-
ridiculous.
I
It's so
mean, I mean, the
ridiculous.
level of discussion in St. Lucia has been so ridiculous. Sometimes it doesn't even worth arguing with people.
Yeah.
this.
Sometimes it's best to just mute and then let people just talk.
I've
with me-
I've learned the hard way that before you get into a useless argument with people over foolishness, you have to tell yourself that a bee does not waste time trying to explain to a fly why shit is better than honey. So why honey is better than shit.
Why
So
honey
you
is
just
better-
you just let it go.
But I look at these things so serious. When you have big events such as jazz and carnival, I just want to hear jazz Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, carnival for a whole week. It means more to me. Because, too many people are crying in this country, my brother. I told you I've been to OKU there for the therapy, $50 therapy. At that time, I met. Playboy là, monsieur, toujours skinny. Skinny, well dressed. So I said, Skinny, you have a family member over there, man? He said, no, boy, 3 days I've been over, waiting for them to get me a bed. So when you're talking about jazz and this kind of thing to me, I want to know how much money been spent and how much profit we, the people, getting out of it. You understand? But just do it. I heard the man talk about
Coach,
this new follow.
We've not had appraisal, Angie, on an account on jazz for the last 5 times,
Nothing.
It's not an appraisal, an audit.
An audit.
And we cannot even get the Minister of Investment to tell us how much ticket sales.
These are the things you
We
want
had.
to know.
He cannot even tell us that.
Like, for example, that fallen highway. I don't want to hear it will be starting soon. Because from the time it stopped, if we was in need of $1 million to continue the work, to complete the thing, Now you're going in need of 4. So we want to know these things, not
Listen,
just...
I did a quick calculation. Initially, we were told that $15 million was highway robbery,
It's too much. Yes.
right? Do you know how much this highway is costing us now?
That's what I want to know, G.
This highway is costing us a total, with everything, and I'm including everything that would have come with the highway, including the refurbishing, the replacing of the pipes.
Yeah.
This is costing us above $100 million, you know. That 4-lane highway to Grozile.
And how much it was costing us, you know, if Fresh Start had to continue.
$15 million.
You know, the difference
But
between
you
15
know-
and 100?
But you know, people, seriously, we have to get to a point where even the Fresh Start company, if I owned that company, I would have made that government shut up already. Because, I would have said, come out publicly and see whether they have paid me my money already. Because they had to pay Fresh Start. Fresh Start used all the money they used until the project was stopped, was their own money. They had not spent a cent of the public money,
Okay.
Fresh Start was paid $20 million for that project.
Yeah. For a project they did not finish, they got 20 million for it. Okay? So let us say they had only spent
But-
10 million.
But hold on.
They get...
Did they receive that, or this is what the government will be paying them time by time?
In fact, I have the figures here. You guys know that I always have, every time I say I have the figures and I pull out my little book, Coach starts to laugh.
No, but that's business,
Coach
That's why
starts
your
to laugh.
facts, when you have your facts, people
because
can't
I
take you to
did,
court.
I did a quick calculation.
Yeah.
So, and I have it right in front of me. So Fresh Start got $21 million actually. Then we borrowed another 20 million US from OPEC. That's not 20 million EC, 20 million US. Then the Kuwaiti fund, we got another 13.092 million US. And the CDB gave us another loan. So we don't know how much money the CDB is putting in. Now that's US. Then they borrowed they're borrowing another set of millions for Wasco. I think $40 million for Wasco.
Wasco. I can't remember the exact.
Right.
But I know.
To change the pipes. Now when you put all of these figures together and you multiply these by 2.7 because that's US, it's costing us upwards of 100 million EC for a project that would have cost St. Lucia 15 million EC.
So you remember earlier you asked me how I came up with that, or what does I really meant when I said this is this administration, this is how they move. They know they have to dress just now to go out. They go and bathe, and then they say I have to go to the toilet, and then they go to the toilet, they don't bathe again. You understand? Because when you can say to me that you spending all those millions, and the easiest way to start moving to prove to people that you care and water means life is life. Distil the dam. C'est pour qu'on fait tout bail d'où vendre, ou manon bail d'où vendre. Ouais. Juste pour saut koyo. Mais pas pour mettre nous, citoyens, à l'aise. You have to think of your people. C'est même qu'on est un pays où 90% monde, 90% of your people unhealthy. You don't have a country. You see? So, attends, Jean Couillon, là, ni monde c'est pour bye bye tellement pour campagne agricole là. $500. Just comme ça. 5,000. Yo bien compagnie 5,000. Sous brisant finette pour acheter. Là, ni moun qui ni c'est pas ça caillou. Yo pas ça pour lui. Mais le fait que yo c'est hacks of Labour Party. Right? 15 savent que c'est moun ça brisant ça. Mais c'est moun même yo pas même ça qui fait là. You have already paid for 5 years. Expect nothing more. This is how these fellas are moving. Right? Moi about la porte finale là moun qui n'tang yo pas ça monter because yo pas besoin là pour acheter qui non va là
Fittings ek bay.
pas fittings pompe là parce que yo pas là pompe là so you just need là mais yo savent que yo c'est hack Labour Party you obligé jeune so you just buy it écoute moun qui really need of it people in my area my brother they have no water no toilet you understand and these people are labor hacks. Mais comme c'est yon qui côté yo ka quitter yo et puis yo savent que bon de Mr. Chico's family quand là ni am 20 de yo tout 20 moun ga hen bay. You see how they moving?
Yeah, but coach, earlier on we spoke about the disbursement of $110 million, and that is a question that's up in the air. Where that money went, who got that money, and based on what we all know, the hacks, the labor hacks, who were given food vouchers, and those who were responsible for distributing food vouchers have the bulk of the vouchers for themselves. Coach, I stood in a supermarket behind a lady that I know that's a Labour Party person. And she had a trolley of goods at the cashier. And when a bill came up to about $300 and something, she opened the purse. And I'm standing behind her. I'm taller than her. I can see in her purse the lady paying, flipping through food vouchers, massive vouchers.
Yeah.
20, 25 of them in her purse, $50 vouchers. So she's picking, counting the equivalent to $300 worth out of a pile of vouchers. That person have to be a top hack of Labour Party because she cannot have, there is no way you can have $50 gift vouchers, food vouchers and that's $2,500.
There's a way. There's a way because she have it. There is a way.
Now, if you get that kind of money from the government, your party, you win the election. Things are getting scruffy now. I must pay an increase in gas to cushion that money, to put that money back in the coffers of the government. And you alone were able to spend $2,500 for groceries, and I didn't get not a dollar. How can the taxpayer tax money be used for one set of people and then everybody has to pay tax? That's why I want an investigation in that $110 million. And if Coach had received a contract of $500,000 and that work is undone, Coach's supposed to be arrested.
Well,
and the minister who signed that contract to him should go to Bodily just as fast as Coach.
I support you 100%. Enough is enough.
It is time that we make people accountable in this country. Because the tax, I'm paying tax, you paying. You cannot have benefit from tax money and you can buy a car. You can, after you do one contract, you can buy a car. And I cannot even afford a bicycle.
Bicycle, I can't pay my education. I can't, afford to pay my doctor.
You
This is the
you
kind
lucky if you get a rim to roll set. You're talking about bicycle.
That is the kind of accountability we need in this country. The Prime Minister, the money in the Treasury does not belong to SLP people alone. It does not be. It belongs to the taxpayers
Yes.
of this country, Coach.
But may I ask you?
And you cannot take money and do a stimulus for your people to win an election.
May I ask you and the GM a question? Ngayon mo dis an kreol pou an chay moun kompran, because pe yani an lo moun yo ka kompran an ti choy yo ba pale, la ni sa ki ba pale yi piyes. Mwen koute epi mwen tan sorti from Bush, se mam le ba pati sa. Right, ki peyi a, from time nan yo gen eleksyon, nous ni tellement moun ka travail. Pourcentage là nous ni en moun qui te sans travail. So I want to ask you a question because you driving around, ministre dit pas quand tu drive quand tu move ou move. Dis-moi côté c'est ça hier, il semble c'est coach John qui plus dek en pays à Maui. Dis-moi.
Well, more way, Coach. As a matter of fact,
Eh ben, sou kwa se ou ki pli dek. Ma have ki sa na di pou ko mwen because pa hod di na ache se website sa ek ma hen yo.
I cannot understand that.
according to estimate, like you, the unemployment rise by 2.5%. So, ça yo, tout ce monde là yo dit qui est employé.
You happen to
travailler là. So, ça c'est travail élection. Même ce travail l'argent battable. Yo dit tout le monde qui travaille. Élection finie, tout ce monde ça employment yo fini.
Yes.
So unemployment have risen by 2.5%. Coach.
Because no more step going on.
So that was work.
Step finish?
I don't know. When was the last time you saw people step in?
Maintenant, madame dit.
Have you seen anybody step in your community lately?
I haven't seen anything, but I heard a lady say that c'est actuellement gouvernement, meaning the winning party, right? Fan ba qui bon en faveur yo. Because actuellement, you need a job, you say un bacan, et puis prend loan, right? Fait caillou, fait ça, yo le rénover, et puis fait tout bail. So moi laisse ça qui laisse banque, qui ni j'en fou, ek folle. Quand il y a un monde qui a fait travail 3 fois dans 5 années, right? Couper des choses de bon chimère, et bien 2 fois tous les années, et qu'il y a bon loan. C'est pour nous tellement prier, puis bah, les bazar, tellement ils font en dedans. Ils ont fait que ils pas pièce claire famille. Ah.
Coach, let me tell you, the people, the government have felt the pulse of the people. All right? And Philippe Pierre has his method, and whatever madness that he is thinking, he has a method of doing it. He tells you half of the truth. He tells you halfway. He tells you, he brings in a proposal, he makes a proposal, but he only tells you half. And then he keeps a door open.
I take grave offense to you saying Philip J. Pierre telling you the truth. Or half of the truth. Because this is the same Philip J. Pierre that I heard with my own 2 eyes. Yes.
The 2 eyes?
Yeah, because my ears don't want to hear him anymore. I heard with my own 2 eyes say in the House of Parliament. I saw that on a cartoon once. Yeah. I heard him with my own 2 eyes. Yeah. So I heard this Philip J. Pierre say with my own 2 eyes, the government during COVID borrowed money from NIC. And immediately, before he even finished say the C in NIC, Alan Chasney stood on a point of order and said, Mr. Speaker, on a point of order, the Prime Minister is leading the House. The government did not borrow money from NIC. And Philip J. Pierre said, I say you borrow money from NIC. I say you use money. Yes. What part of that was the truth? I take grave offense to you putting Philip J. Pierre and the truth in the same sentence.
Let me tell you, Philip Pierre said, anything you say, I say that's not true.
You said so?
You can understand that?
Yes. You remember
Ma-
the song?
ma-
Remember the song? It wasn't me.
Uh,
That's it, right there. It wasn't him.
More woman that.
I tell you, I have to play the man clips 10 times before I understand, have a little idea of what he wants to say. I'm not understanding what he's saying, you know. I have to play 10 times to get a little idea. I say, probably that's what he means. Coach, you can never understand what Philip is saying.
C'est qu'on sait, à mon doigt, bye, right? Il cadeau, ama, est-ce bon, right? Et qu'on va dire, il bon, il pas bon.
Oui.
Ça c'est une réponse.
Now, my sister told me once, there was something that Philip JPS said, and my sister said to me, you are editing the Prime Minister and you should stop doing that.
Yeah.
You should say what he says.
what he said, yeah.
And I said, but what you mean that's what he says? He said, no. She said, listen, Kev, come, listen. And she played a clip that I had played, and she said, you said he said that, but listen carefully, that is not what he's saying. That's what you think he should have said.
Yeah.
And it's true. Let me tell you, when Philip JPS speaks, I don't know. I think I will start putting the closed captioning on my on my devices so I can understand what he's saying, because maybe if I read it I'll understand. Hearing it I don't really understand.
No, but let me tell you something. Angie, you know, I realize it's 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
our
it's
time.
it's our time.
But before we go, I just wanted to mention something I should have said in the beginning, but better late than never. To the family of Sergeant Joseph, Leontus Joseph, and Inspector Kim Louis, I want to personally send out my condolences to the family. Those are two ex-police officers, Coach.
Oh, okay.
I worked with them at the SSU, and those men have done a good service to the country.
To the country, yes.
And
Well, I think you
they're
should
passed.
say they did, because they passed now.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Good
you
service,
still
yeah.
speaking of them in the
Yeah.
continuous tense as if they still around to do
Yeah.
more service. Mais
And,
si Chico ou pli mauvais pay Emma amun di se le Emma moun kay retire set li si yad ko. Mais se bougla ha mo still le se bougla ta toujours.
And over the weekend, I was told that well, the information is out that an ex-police officer's wife was shot while she was sitting in a car in the city. I think that
Wow.
happened on Thursday.
So okay, because they said the lady was in the car and she was shot, but they didn't say.
She was shot, and I think one of her sons were in her company. So, boy, I just know if that. Let me tell you that something's happening, Coach, when you're the wrong place at the wrong time.
At the wrong time, at the wrong time.
But I know that her lady's husband. If you see he was in the vicinity of that, of his wife at the time, the fellas who attempted that, those fellas would have been,
Oh,
the family would have been looking for flowers.
executed?
Wow. So you're saying that this police officer does not eat rice?
He ain't in rice. He ain't in, the rice could be, let me tell you that.
Yo pe pile ibali ibabwe. Yo pe pile ibali ibamai.
It just goes to show, and that's why I tell you I did the 2 safety tips that I did there with that in mind. That you can never, Coach, you di gomu di where a baila pou fet,
Yeah.
But you see, right now, at the stage of my life that I'm in now, I just think, you see, where I pass, where I go, where I stop, I give a lot of thought to that. Because it happening to so many people so often that they find in themselves the right place, the wrong place at the wrong time. Or some people say the right place at the wrong time.
But sometimes too, brother, there are things you can run away from. Because if we understand the meaning of the word destiny, how can you run away from
that? It's about destiny, coach. Sometimes I don't believe that's destiny.
C'est malchance, c'est pas destiny. Wasis la dan motoka, ek ou hen a bal just kon.
Just so?
Ou pa m connect se moun nan, ou pa zafe yo.
Nobody is in your vehicle and well, shooting you?
I will
ask. C'est pas destiny, c'est malchance.
Whether you could permit me, because I just have a little message there for my people.
Yes.
You know? Right now, I believe that we should be moving on. We should come together as one and don't let people tell us, you know, what to do. Pas di mwen kon sa ki yon Hollandais, moun ka pa sou, le la pli, ou ka menen jou l'école, yo pa sav ki si yo sa mou pli ba chimé an, la pli ka mouye ti mamay la. Men le l'élection, because of yo ka hen an bénéfice an kote. Yo ka pa pli kote mè ti kwa.
Sa Philippe just this on the radio.
Well, I just want to pass over this message to my people. That a person who didn't choose you in the first time, will not choose you in the second time. And a person who abandoned you once will abandon you 100 times. Right? And a person who made you cry today will make you cry over and over again. And a person who is longer in the second day of his departure will never return. So please remember to remove yourself from people who treat you like your time doesn't matter, like your feelings are worthless, or like your soul is replaceable. So remember that you deserve the love that you give to everyone else. What's affaire minister a venu because of l'élection ka servi monde, exotra sab ki, c'est qui compagnie ka fait. So, ou ka di moi ki élection just passé, jeune bouk, jeune madame, just Antoine dans business là, you have millionnaire, et kou même ka tire qui tant ou ka sa boire un petit de l'eau soupe because actuellement, moun ni pou boire de l'eau soupe pas chicken back, because non, moi dans le supermarket là, avec moi j'ai pas de bœuf là, moi les machins, une trois ticho pour $20. Longtemps de ça supermarket là, quand on a ti lache cochon, ma maman ça encore, mais on descend un ti lache cochon of $6-7. This is of no more.
That's so full.
Well, that's because the Prime Minister removed VAT on turkey backs. Now, according to the Prime Minister, the turkey backs is bigger than the chicken backs, so we have more meat to eat. But I can't find turkey backs nowhere in St. Lucia. I think Foster went to the meat shop to look for turkey backs and they almost called police for him when he ordered it. Now, since Foster had that problem, I myself not going to look for no problem with nobody, so.
No, it's not a problem.
But I telling you, Angie, we have to have serious dialogue moving on, because the Prime Minister say people are retiring, people are dying, babies are not coming. So he wants us to make babies, and he wants, because he can't stop people dying, he can't stop people retiring. And I see already forecast that by the next 10 years, they will not have money to pay. Because if you don't have...
He pass some knife for you. He some knife power to collect pension. And I see that him no hope. Do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Yeah.
Now...
So si ou aka touche coach. Ou chape. Mais,
C'est pour ça que je paye moi, ma touché.
non, mais yo ni pour continuer à bon là, moi, pour ça.
Non,
pour
service.
l'année. Pour ça, toujours gagner. Because la paniti maman il a fait encore, go moun ka mort, book a pension. We don't have a workforce again.
Où ça que ça
Very
m'a
soon.
Où ça que ça m'a demandé, mon Dieu? Bon Dieu, pardonnez-moi, because l'année de l'année, m'a dit pour certains bails, m'a dit certains bails. C'est pas offense et offense, mais au canet pour dire. Aussi, pas rien qui fait la peine. Les avait certaines catégories monde tous les mois qui allaient à withdraw dans NIC ça là. Et c'est mon ça ils gonent pour la mort.
Oui.
Mais ça c'est pas tant bail juste l'évêque du qu'il fait ou ça c'est bail on pour go front le process. Ça c'est mon chose. C'est monde qui concerné about citoyen pays. You see that you get something in return.
Coach,
C'est mon moi
if we didn't have NIC now, the
Monsieur.
people who are now sick and who are getting a little, can get a little $500 at least. Coach, si c'est mon jabatika en ça, qui ça yo te ka fait?
Now, let me tell you this story. So my mom always says this to us. And she says that when she was in her 20s, John Compton had put out the policy of the National Providence Fund.
Yes.
And at the time, he was taking 5 cents of every dollar.
Kui vole.
And she said to me that she was at the head of the protest with her placard saying, Compton, give me my 5 cents. She was protesting in the streets in her 20s. Compton, give me my 5 cents. You know, the first time my mom told me that story was when she had to have a surgery done. And when she was asking how much money did she have to pay, whatever, and the doctor said, well, if you contributed to NIC, do you pay NIC? And she said yes. And he said, well, you're covered. You don't have to pay anything. And she stayed there and she said, where's And then she told us she was at the head of the protest. She was in the front row with her placard, Compton, give me my 5 cents. Shouting it in the streets, matching. And today that 5 cents saved her life. And she said to us, pas jamais quitter Labour Party Kenezot.
Oh yes, yes.
And she said to me, after 1979, after the Plywood City incident, that was when she
never
really
won another election.
saw the full force of the Labour Party. And she said, I mean, she talks about that as if it was the biggest regret.
Yeah. The people know you
The
know.
biggest regret in her
People
life.
like your mother, my
Yeah.
mother, and our parents, they know. If it wasn't for the young people of the 1980s, Labour Party could never
Win an election, yeah. Guys, anyway, it is our time. We have to go. Thank you very much for joining me.
Yeah, sure.
Welcome, my dear.
Actually, Coach, thank you very much for joining Chico because it's his show. But we seem to be putting him out these days. That was for you.
Oh, I just see.
That's the rainwater that I collected. I mean, Foster drink his already, and you know.
I rather drink that one than the one. You know, qui est mon gars one? Acheter de l'eau, si moi je veux une choice, ma famille veut une boire sans bouteille de l'eau. Mais ma gars just acheter de l'eau because of. Qui non, Bouga? Qui non compagnie une cause là? Blue.
Water.
Où connaît cette lycée? Regardez puis je ne peux là, où elle a une pièce sous de l'eau vers ce côté. Même couillon comme ça. C'est pour un filtre de l'eau, même de l'eau sans filtre, you can boil it and put it in a fridge. You know? Et c'est pour un café combien de
Coach,
millions
the
là?
Buglania well.
Ah, pièce well.
Oh,
Guys, thank you very much for joining us. Have a good day.
Welcome, my sis.
right.
Guys,
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
yeah, thank you very much for joining us. You were listening to Full Disclosure here on Fire 107.7 FM with Mr. Foster Chico and myself, and we were joined by Coach. People are already asking for Coach to have his own show, but as soon as they start taking out ads so that I can pay him, then maybe we can think about that. But thank you so much, guys, for being here and for staying with us. This has been full. Join us tomorrow, guys. The news comes on at 12 p.m. We have the midday news update every day. At 2 p.m. every day, we have Hard Talk. And, of course, on a Monday night, Full Disclosure, right here from 5 until 8, where we talk about everything. No topic is taboo. We speak on the issues that matter, and we speak about the things that everybody is afraid to talk about. So have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.